I was going to do some audio checking and make sure everything worked right. And I was like, why would I start doing that now? Hi, guys. Welcome to the show. This is Monkey in the Morning. I am Monk, and it's been a minute. Been several thousand minutes, I would guess, at this point. How are you guys? Hope you're well. Hope you've been well. I am better, better than I was. Oh, you guys. I will never learn. I will never learn. I was out there and doing my usual stuff of too much, and my body did not like it. It did not care for it at all, not one bit. No, it did not. It was like green eggs and hamming that shit. But I'm better. Well, I'm good now. I'm better than I was. So so much to talk about today. So much to talk about because it's been what, 5 days, 6 days? How long has it been, guys? Does anybody even know? Anybody even know how long it's been since I did a show? Hey, you're back. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And now I got to work like double time. I got to do like 3 shows a day to make up for everything I missed. Maybe we'll just do one 12-hour stream and get it all back at once, right? That's what, 6 days worth of streams. Anyway, you know what I learned last night? I learned something that I thought was funny. Don't refer to postmenopausal vagina as outdated puss. Apparently, that's offensive to women. In fairness, my wife did laugh a little bit, more at the shock of it. I had to explain blue gumballs to her last night because she apparently had never heard that term from me. Apparently, I don't use it that often in everyday life, although I did first use it in everyday life. I was chatting with a friend of mine when the whole blue gumball thing. Well, I hadn't called them blue gumballs until the show, but I had referred to it as gumballs and then nasty gumballs. And then when I was telling the story on stream, blue just became the anyway. Let's move along. Yeah, so don't call it outdated puss. There's a lot going on in the world. There's another attempt at a ceasefire and an end to hostilities in the Middle East. I will believe that shit when I see it because the Hamasians have agreed to return all of the live hostages and start working on returning the dead hostages, and then everything will be peachy keen. But we've been through this with this once already, so I'm not getting on board. I mean, good for Trump and the folks involved, the different countries that came together to try to make this happen, I guess. But you're making deals with terrorists. So the idea that something good is going to come of it seems a bit specious to me. I don't know. I want to get on board. I want to be like, finally, this shit's over and I'll stop having to hear about Israel every other day. And then I'm like, but it's Hamas. So yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll get into that more later. I am much more interested in but this time they pinky swore. Hey, look, Dangerous. We can't question the validity of a pinky swear. So I guess you're probably right this time. Peace will last for 3 seconds max. I don't know if we'll even get to the peace part of it, honestly. We've got it. The only thing that they've had to do all along is just agree to release the fucking hostages. And for, I think it's at this point, there's like 20 or so hostages left. I forget the exact number. Don't beat me up for it. But in exchange, Hamas is getting 2,000 of their people back. 2,000 of their people. Anybody think that's going to work out well? Anybody think those 2,000 people are going to go back to Gaza and be like, well, time to just live our life? So the Israelis, just to get back people who did nothing wrong, these are just civilians. And to get those handful of people back, they've got to give back 2,000 terrorist pieces of shit. We'll see what happens. I don't have a lot of hope for it, but I do want to talk about my day because I woke up and was feeling much better than I had been. And not good, but much better than I had been. More closer to my normal self, I guess is the way I want to say that. And I was like, you know what? Let's go online and see what's going on online. And the very first thing I see is a very good friend of mine. Father passed away. It was coming, and I just feel bad for him. It's Scribe for those of you who aren't aware of who he is. Hopefully, I'm not the one breaking this news on the internet. But he was there when my dad died. That happened when I was still doing the other show, and getting to talk with him and hang out with him every day helped me get through that shit. And anything I can do for the man, I'm happy to. But his dad was battling leukemia, and fuck leukemia, fuck cancer. Leukemia is what took my mom too, and what a fucking horrible thing. How is it we've spent this goddamn much money on cancer research and they haven't got rid of it yet? Trillions of dollars have spent on cancer research, and the best they can do is like, well, we can irradiate you and destroy all of the immunity in your body, and maybe you'll grow back nicer. So isn't he doing a face reveal tomorrow? I do not know what his plan is with that. I didn't get to talk to him about that. I did drop him a message, but we haven't really talked. Too profitable to treat it? Yes, indeed. And I know we're not supposed to think like that. We're supposed to, no, they really want to take care of people. No, they don't. Frank, thank you so very much. A Hasan defender commented, y'all care more about a dog than Palestinians. I responded, yeah, the dog hasn't, or sorry. Oh, the dog hasn't committed an act of terror. True. And for the record, I was all over the terrorism stuff too. Um, Air Doctor, thank you so very much. Can't get grants that way. Thank you for becoming a member for month number 17. True. You get the grants from fighting the disease, not from curing it. Anyway, yeah, look, we got to talk about the Hasan thing, because first I see Scribbles has his bad news, and then the very next thing I see is the stuff about Hasan. I was like, God damn it. As you guys can tell, I'm kind of an animal lover. You'll notice that my choice of backgrounds is ducks and cats. Those are my go-to. My kitty cat is the most spoiled thing on the planet. I'm pretty sure of that. This is a cat who punishes me constantly, and I'm still like, what can I do for you, my master? I'm not the biggest dog fan. I don't hate dogs. I'm not the biggest dog fan because they're so needy, but I don't want to see any animal abused. And before we get into this, I do want to say I don't know how I feel about shock collars. I've used a shock collar on myself before. We'd gotten one for our dog, and before I'd put it on the dog, I wanted to see what it felt like. So I put my 2 fingers on the prongs, and I hit the little transmitter button, and my arm, without my control, threw that thing across the room, and then my arm hurt for like the next hour and a half. And I was like, I don't know if that's right to put on an animal. We did try it on him, and he did not care. We wouldn't turn it all the way up, and it got to the levels that we did try it on. He was like, I don't give a shit, and he didn't listen. So like, it's not doing anything. The only way to make that better is to turn it all the way up, and I'm not doing that to a puppy. But I'm not necessarily opposed to shock collars. My opposition to them is that people can use them to abuse the animals. Because like the setting that I use that on, when I was holding it and I zapped myself, that was the lowest setting. That was the lowest setting. I can't imagine turning that all the way up and putting it on like a poodle or like a toy poodle or a Shih Tzu. Well, maybe on a Shih Tzu. I I just had this image of a Shih Tzu going, and I don't like those yappy little fuckers. But the problem isn't necessarily with the idea of the collar; it's the people who would use them and how they would misuse them on the animal, which is what brings us to Hasan. Now, as I just told you, we had a shock collar. Never turned it all the way up. He was a German Shepherd, Saint Bernard mix. His parents were both purebreds. I think it was mom got out, and dad got a hold of her, and they made little uh, German Bernard puppies or Saint Shepherds, whatever you want to call them. Fucking beautiful dogs. You had two versions of them. One was just this giant ball of fluff, and I do mean giant. And then the other one looked like somebody took a German Shepherd and gave it steroids and human growth hormone at the same time. Caesar, that was our dog, was fucking huge. He looked like a German Shepherd who wanted to get famous on the internet as a bodybuilder who did it all the right way. He was fucking just massive. And I would not turn that thing up to 10 on him. And the levels that we did do it on it, he never once yelped. Not one time. The worst he would do is look at you like, what are you doing? Never to the point of yelping. So this clip blew up of this absolute human piece of garbage, Hasan Piker. This is his dog back here. What's her name? Kaya. And this little thing that she's sitting on there is her allowed space in this room of his. This in his $3 million mansion, that dog gets to lay on a 2 by 3 foot, maybe 4 foot strip of hard plastic. Ain't that wonderful? Isn't that a good life for a big ass dog? So your dog was Liver King. He kind of looked like it. He kind of did. Caesar was massive, man. He was huge. So beautiful, beautiful dog. He kind of looked because he had the German Shepherd coloring, but because of his mom, he actually looked more like a golden retriever with really, really short hair. That was his coloring. He didn't have like the black of the German Shepherd anywhere. Yeah, he just looked massive. And still, people would try to pet him. He was fiercely loyal to us. Would not. That's actually a fabric raised bed. You know what I haven't seen that fabric do? Give way underneath the weight of that dog. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, Caesar. Caesar was like maybe 5 months old. He's not full grown. He's only about half the size he's going to be. And I'm out front with him, and it turned out to be the gas man. But somebody pulls up, and the gas man here to read the meter. And I have Caesar on a leash, and he's sitting next to me. And the guy walks up, and Caesar's like, "Ugh." And I'm like, "Shh, calm down." And he did. And then the guy like, "Can I pet your dog?" I'm like, "No, don't." Mm-mm. He does no. And he goes, "No, dogs love me." And he reached for Caesar, and Caesar went grrr and snapped. And I'm like, "That is your fault, fucker. Why? I told you not to come near the dog. The dog is restrained. And the only reason you're not bleeding right now is because he is restrained. You came near his dad, you stupid shit. And then you try touching him. Why do people do that with dogs? Like, oh, I'm a dog person. Yeah. And if you're given permission and the dog lets you, that's cool. But with any animal, you do not reach out for them. You can put your hand out and let them smell it. You don't fucking reach for that is an aggressive act to them, you stupid shits. Well, some dogs it doesn't matter. Yeah, and with some dogs it does. And they don't come with a t-shirt that says I'm one that'll bite you, dumbass. Sorry, I get annoyed at people blaming animals for the dumb shit humans do. Like that tiger that jumped out of the cage and like that tiger. No, there were two assholes torturing that tiger, throwing shit at him and yelling at him. And that tiger like, all right, bitch, let's play. And like, can you believe that? Saying, I mean, I don't blame Harambe for what he did, but that's all. will react when you throw a child into their cage. He was gonna he's gonna beat that kid to death because that's what animals do. They're animals. I just hate. Don't blame humans or don't blame the animals for humans being stupid. Kaya the dog, thank you so very much. Everybody saw Hasan give me a shock on air, but nobody knows he gives me the shocker off air. God damn. It's a super secret technique his uncle Chank taught him. Well, remember, it's only for your pleasure. Oh. Harambe was going to kill that kid. Harambe was dragging that kid around like, who threw this shit into my cage? It sucks that Harambe had to be put down, but at that point it was him or the child, and I do put humanity above animals. But yeah, but that's why he acted that way. You put something in his cage that didn't belong there. Well, in this case, the kid fell in because nobody was watching him. Another good argument for leashes on your kids. Anyway, so here's the clip that's gone viral. Hasan Piker here talking about some shit I guarantee. You know, before my little break here, we were going to watch the Hasan Piker New York Times piece, and we might still do it because the parts of it I've seen, I've tried to stay away from. Once I started seeing pieces, I'm like, I want to do a live reaction. But we were going to talk about Hasan then because he's got no fucking clue what he's talking about at all. Well, I guess I've got to see the clip for the 6th time today. Well, Demo Man, just look down for a minute. You just listen. Lots of people just listen to the show. You don't have to actually watch. So the puppy's back here. Hasan is being a retard, and this happens.
Of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay, it's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop.
We're going to stop right there for just a second. If you are watching the screen, what you saw is Kaya moving off of the German engineered sleeping mat there. Oh no, it's perfectly comfortable. The cloth is like wood. Wonderful. The dog steps off, and you can see Hasan. He's checking out his streaming software, and he sees the dog moving behind him. And so he reaches over, and he touches something. And at the moment that it looks like he'd be touching something, you hear the dog yelp. Don't worry, Hasan has a wonderful excuse for why the dog yelped. Now, most of the people who saw this went, holy shit, he just shocked his dog for daring to step on his floor. And his fans are like, the dog's probably a Jew. That's the real problem here. What we don't know is that Kaya is actually a Jewish dog, and this is Hasan keeping it in its place. But Hasan zaps the dog, allegedly. The dog actually yelps. And this part is very important. This part is incredibly important.
Oh. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
Hasan's excuse is that when the dog stepped back onto the I'm not calling that a dog bed. When he stepped back onto the torture device, he caught his paw on something, and that's what made the dog yelp real bad. That's his excuse. We'll get into that a little bit more in a minute, but if we go with Hasan's telling of this, if we go with this bitch's telling, I just want to be careful. When I say bitch, I am not talking about the dog. I am talking about Hasan. When this bitch hears his dog yelp in pain, his response was, "You're such a baby. You're such a baby. Are you a fucking sociopath? You didn't. Hey, are you okay? Come here, boy or girl. I'm assuming named Kaya. It's a girl, but as a non-anime fan who wouldn't name my dog after an anime character, I don't know if Kaya is boy or girl. We're gonna say girl, but you didn't come here, girl. Are you okay? Nothing like that. Nothing like that. I've never had a dog stub its toe ever. Well, if you watch the video in slow motion, which we are not going to do here, there are plenty of clips of it. The dog's foot doesn't get caught on anything. You can see it. And what kind of dog bed is what kind of dog bed did you buy that has got places where just stepping up onto it is going to cause the dog pain? You're a good pet owner, shithead. Now, look, I do realize some animals like harder surface. Like one of Phoebe's favorite places to lay is on the concrete floor or up on a wooden shelf. She's got plenty of soft places to lay, and she lays there too. But two of her favorites are really fucking hard. So I get that animals don't mind that as much. But this is Hasan, and he could build his dog its own mansion. He's got the money for it. Unit, thank you so much for the donation. Oh shit, I let it get off the air or off the screen. He could. This dog should be living in the lap of luxury. This should be the he calls it the most spoiled dog. He's going to do that in a second, bro. I've seen spoiled dogs. They don't have to sleep on a plank of wood behind you for 8 hours a day so that you can go, look, guys, I love dogs. Look, I've got a somebody called it a Funko Pop. Treats his dog like a Funko Pop. He does. Like, look what's on my shelf. Unit, thank you. He has that inexpensive of a dog and hasn't had the dew claw removed. I do not believe for a minute that this dog, that the dew claw is the excuse. I saw Charlie talking about that. Did Hasan actually say the dew claw? Because I haven't seen him say that. He just said she caught her paw or something like that. Frosted Glass, thank you. I like to think that this will end with the dog using the collar to shock electricity at Hasan, like Cartman at the end of South Park, the movie. Excuse me. I would love to see that. If this dog got Palpatine powers and shocked the shit out of Hasan, I'd watch that video all day long. Also, thank you. Or also, odds are he only owns a dog, so if the communists do take over, he'll have something to eat. Thank you, Frosted. I appreciate it, my friend. This was fucking horrible, man. There was no. He calls it place training. It's place training. And place training is a concept where, like a dog, like in my room here, in my office, if I let the dog in, his place would be right over there to my left. Like that's your place. And you're supposed to go place, and he'll go lay back on his place. And there are clips of Hasan telling Kaya place, and the dog walks over and lays down. Did he say place here? I didn't hear him say that. I didn't hear a single command. I heard, dog. He didn't even try. How do you do place training without... In place training, you actually use the word place. Place is the command. They go, like roll over tells the dog to roll over. Place is, hey, go to your place. Didn't say that. Just zap the shit out of the dog. That dog doesn't know what it was supposed to do there. Oh, what a dick. What an absolute dick. And even without that, he didn't even say place. And the dog hears his voice and, oh, shit, I'm in trouble. And he starts to walk back up. And that's when he gets fucking zapped. Dog was already on his way back. And this piece of shit zapped him. Because he's a sociopathic shitbag, allegedly. I'm saying allegedly, and I don't mean allegedly at all. I mean, we can all see the fucking video. Anyway, let's get back to his reaction to him abusing his dog.
It's just you're making her stressed. She just literally is so incredibly spoiled from my mom.
Yep. The dog just yelped. Is she spoiled or did your mom spoil the dog, or did the dog catch its foot on the wonderful dog bed you bought it? Because they can't necessarily be the same. Keldrick, just throw it into regular chat, bud. I'll read it. Yeah. How do you get to the dog is spoiled from the dog hurting its foot? Because that's your excuse. The dog hurt its foot. It's just so spoiled by my mom. She doesn't abuse its feet when I'm not here. Did you hear blaming his mother because she was dog sitting yesterday? I think it gets into it just a little bit more in the rest of this clip. See, he says the dog eats spoiled meat. Yes. How do you justify, no, I didn't shock her. She just hurt her foot, if your immediate reaction was she spoiled? Y'all ever, I mean, look, there's times that, hypochondriacs, right? Like they stub their toe and they're, oh my God, my foot's broken. Oh, knock it off. But is that really what you're getting at here? Is that your dog hurt her foot or was she faking? I need a little bit more context here, Hasan, you lying piece of shit. How do you get too spoiled from dog hurt foot? Q, thank you so much. Let's say, for the sake of argument, it accidentally looked like Hasan shocked her into screaming when that wasn't the case. He still gives no fucks that she was in pain and bemoaned her existence. He's a piece of shit no matter which way the bowl flushes. Yes, that's the point. Even if you give him the absolute best benefit of the doubt here, he's still a dickhead. He's still a shitbag who, in response to his dog being in pain, going, fucking baby. You don't know what happened to that dog. Well, you do because you zapped her, but.
No, she doesn't want to come over here to see what's up. She just wants to fucking roam the house because she got to roam the house when I was gone. And she needs to literally have the same structured, regimented. I think that clip went to Trump's big baby day.
The dog got to walk around the house when it wasn't used as a prop on his streams, y'all. That dog got to wander around and actually be in the house. So the dog can't roam the house. No. Why can't the dog roam? Because the dog isn't a dog to him. The dog is a prop. It is a prop so that he can go, look, y'all, I'm human too. No, seriously, I totally love dogs. Let's put something better on the screen. There we go. Look at Miss Phoebe. In this picture, Phoebe had been napping all day. And oddly enough, she's sleeping on a dog bed here. This was a dog bed we bought from when my daughter visits for her dog to sleep on. And Phoebe likes to sleep on it. But she'd been napping all day, and I went to take a picture of her, and she just looked like I can't nap another second. She's so lazy. I love that little fluff ball. Let's see some of Hasan's. I think I have his defense. Whoops, I did not mean to share him again. Fuck that asshole abusing his dog. Where's the clip of his explanation? No, it's not that one. This, well, I don't have, well, maybe this isn't the explanation, but this is the clip of Hasan explaining to us what really happened. And you'll notice that Kaya's not on the bed right now. Kaya's not on the doggy torture device that passed. Ooh, shit, knocked some stuff over when I got my drink. Kaya is apparently allowed to roam the house a little bit. Somebody else pointed this out. Do you notice how much in that background is Hasan? Like, he's got a giant sign there that has his name on it. Right next to that, I don't know how well you can tell on this picture, but there's a poster of him. He's got the giant Hasan neon sign. I wonder how much that piece of shit costs. Hey, Hasan, how many poor people could you have helped with all of the self-important bullshit you have in your background? How much of your ego could you have used to feed people? How many apartments could you have got or houses could you have bought with people or for people? There's no housing out there. With the rent, fuck the landlords. How much could you have helped with all of that money you spent there, Mr. Socialist, asking for a friend. But anyway, this is Hasan explaining.
This is the one that people are talking about.
Now, it's very interesting what just happened there, because it looks like he reaches down and takes this off his dog. And maybe he did. Maybe. I'm using air quotes. Maybe. I don't believe that he did, but maybe he had strapped it back onto her for a moment. But that it's very important. See, he set the scene for you. He's a narcissist. I thought he was just a moronic socialist. No, he's absolutely a narcissist. Look at how much of his room is. Look how great I am. He's got a poster of himself, for fuck's sake. I'm not even that fucking conceited. Jesus. Anyway.
Okay, this is the one. This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate. And that's it. Are you happy? That's it. Good.
Something interesting happened right there.
Are you happy?
See the back of it? I know it's just black, but it's right here. This is the important part. This model of dog collar, I forget the exact name of it. It's like Kill Your Dog 2000 or something like that. I forget. It should have a white serial number or a white sticker with the serial number on it, but you can't see it. And in pictures that people had blown up, and we'll get to that too in a second, he's put tape across the back of this thing. Look, guys, I did not shock my dog. I didn't shock my dog. You know, just say you believe in shock collars. You can say that. This isn't the United Kingdom. They're legal here. Michael Vick swears by this model. Yes. You can just say, hey, I believe in training with this as a big dog that doesn't listen to me. Why didn't he even bother to go out and buy a different collar? Well, because that would have cost him some money. And do you realize how much money it takes to get a poster of yourself? You can't be wasting that on lying to the people when he's got some electrical tape around. Dark Conservatarian, thank you. Testing 1, 2, 3. Super chats giving me problems. Well, thank you for the donation, and sorry they're giving you problems, my friend. Anyway.
That's it.
That's it.
Good. There's the AirTag. There's the fucking vibrator. It also has a flashlight component to it.
Did you notice how he showed that to you? He is very careful not to show the back for too long, and that would be the front of the collar.
The fucking vibrator. It also has a flashlight component to it at nighttime, and it also has a tracker on it when she gets lost. If she were to actually get fucking lost, you are able to. It emits a sound. Okay.
Phoebe has a microchip under her skin so that if she ever gets lost, we can find, or we can track her and find her. They can just scan it. That's her. Lost in the house. Yeah. In case his dog ever gets off of her fucking bench right there, he can track her down to the bathroom where she's drinking out of the toilet. Do you guys see any food or water in this room? I don't. Hey, you can't be wandering around the house and getting drinks. And it's Hasan, so we know the seat is always down. So the doggy can't even get a drink, man. A sound tracker. Yes. There's nothing you should really do to your dog like blasting sound right next to their ear. They're known for having pretty bad hearing. Wait a minute. No. My guess is on the receiver, maybe it beeps, and as you get closer, it's like hotter, colder. You are getting warmer. The way he shows this, he shows the top pretty well. He shows the side okay. He even shows the flashlight at one point. What he doesn't really do is show the bottom up close where you can see it. And the reason for that is because he's a lying shitbag. It's nice to know that sometimes he gets up and walks away when there's not other people's content playing. That's it restores my faith in humanity a little bit. Look, it's the chair stream. I wonder who's more famous, Hasan or his chair.
Hi.
His
Kaya, come.
his chair is kind of like the black couch. We all know what that means. It's like the black leather couch.
Kaya. Come here, baby. Good girl. Place.
Do you see that? See what he said there? Place. And the dog went right to her place. So you didn't need to zap him. You didn't need to zap her.
There are days where Kaya doesn't wear a collar. There are days where she wears a different collar. Okay. This, in and of itself, doesn't actually work in the way that you think it does.
Well, no, not when you take out the prongs and cover it with electrical tape. That does change the shock collar into a non-shock collar.
Okay. Here, this is the flashlight.
Do you see how careful he's holding this thing? That is a tell, Hasan. He used to work for QVC or something?
Okay. And this is when it vibrates.
Weird. I didn't hear any vibration. If I'm playing my game using a controller and I have vibration on and you guys are watching me play it on stream, you'll hear the vibration from a controller. But the dog training collar doesn't? All right. I suppose that's possible. Alan, thank you so much for the donation. Says, morning, monkey. Good morning, sir. Hope you're well. This is the sign. This is a man who's caught. This is a man who realizes in America, more people will be okay with you killing a person than harming an animal, especially a dog. One of the biggest IPs of the last decade is John Wick, which is literally about a man killing hundreds of people because somebody killed his dog. Yeah, they stole his car too, but nobody gives a shit about the car because they shot his dog. And I've had this argument before on the stream that, hey, killing a couple hundred people is not okay just because your dog got killed. And everybody thinks I'm wrong. Thank you, Crim Gate. There's a clip of him pulling his dog's tail roughly from 6 years ago that surfaced too. I saw that and I wanted to punch him in the face. The dog is walking away from him and he grabs its tail and pulls it back to him. Yeah. They were all criminals, so who cares? You can't kill people because they shot a dog. He had a wife. Yeah. In John Wick, the wife dies. She has cancer, and she gifts him this dog as a dying present. I'm bad at giving presents anyway. Now I got to give people presents if I get a terminal illness. I didn't need that in my life, John Wick. Wasn't it his wife's dog? No. It's not his wife's dog. His wife got that dog for him as a present because she knew she was dying and she didn't want him to be alone. So it was his dog. It was a present from her. But yeah, that's the country you live in, Hasan. You're not living in Turkey where I don't know how they feel about dogs or anywhere else where I mean, this isn't Korea where it's like, ooh, dinner. Evolved Potato, thank you. I don't know why anyone would be surprised that Hasan would be cruel to a dog. Muslims and Turks, which Hasan is, even if he's a nut, if he's anchor baby, he was raised in Turkey. In particular, are known for their cruelty to dogs. They only treat them as tools, not pets. And you know what? This is an argument I got into when I discussed with Vegan Gains. He tried to get me with the gotcha. What would you think about people eating dogs? I really don't care. They are animals, and in certain parts of the world, it is okay to eat them. And as long as it's not my dog and you're not stealing them from anyone else, I mean, they're animals. The Indians think we're fucking horrible because we eat meat, we eat cow. And they're like, that's my Uncle Tom. Probably not the Uncle Tom. But I'm not one of those people who's like, no, dogs, they're all just people. They're not. Your dog is part of your family. A dog that's growing up to be meat in Korea is cattle. It's food. But torturing them is not okay. Same with here in America when they kill cows so that I can eat them. I want that cow killed as quickly and humanely as possible. I don't want I don't know. Does meat taste better if it's terrified? That's horrible. FL, thank you so much. This reminds me of Tombstone, where a man was abusing the horse, so he takes out the reins and whips them with it. Doesn't feel good, does it? Yeah. Hurts, don't it? Unhand that steed. Yeah, I love that movie. My big problem here is, one, you're torturing a dog that's supposed to be your pet. And that's fucking horrible. I was going to say horrifying, and fuck it. I don't even care. If you don't want the dog, if the dog is a burden to you, give it to somebody that'll love it and take care of it properly. And when you get caught being mean to your dog on air for the crime of standing up, that's what the dog did. The dog stood up and stepped down off of that torture device there. And I know, it's a bed. Fuck off with that shit. That bed for that dog having to lay there for as long as Hasan needs a prop in the background. Circus Zero, thank you. They're mob members, so same as Kami, not real people as far as I'm concerned. Talking about John Wick, y'all. He's talking about John Wick. Some civilians had to have died in that, all right? Let's just be honest. It's a part of his designer background. It absolutely is. That's what this is for him. And that dog has to lay on that little place the whole time. Or at least as long as Hasan tells him to stay there. Where was that dog just a minute ago? Where was he at? Or she? Again, I'm guessing Kaya's a girl. But he had to call Kaya. Kaya wasn't already on the bed. Kaya was just wandering the house. So are you reinforcing the bad behavior that your mom let happen? The problem, aside from the dog abuse, but with Hasan, is that he's a goddamn liar. And he's a bad liar. He gets caught lying all the time. And people still listen to this fucking tard as though he has anything to say. Take care, Pyrus. Heading out, night, and fuck Hasan. Yes, 100% fuck Hasan. All right, let's get into some of the debunking stuff, because that's much more fun than this shitbag. But that is the face of a man who realizes, oh, fuck. I can say it's okay to kill a senator and tell people to murder a senator, but damn it, I shouldn't say anything, or I shouldn't harm an animal on my stream, because, yeah, you shouldn't, you dickbag. Oh, one more little Hasan clip. This is from when he was thinking of getting Kaya. Thank you, Frosted Glass. Frogan is the dog's understudy. So this is from Hasan from a while ago. You can tell because his background's different and he's in a different position. He doesn't have the dancing room for Ian's video back here. But he's talking about getting a dog and the breed that he's thinking of. And somebody tells him not to get that dog because they have breathing problems.
It's just such a lib ass, like, oh, dude, please don't get a Frenchie. I just read a Vox article talking about how problematic they are. Like, I don't give a fuck. I know they have breathing problems. I know they're incredibly fucking inbred. I don't give a shit. I know. I know. I don't care. Like, I don't give a shit. This is a dog.
This is a dog. I don't care if the thing's miserable its whole life. You're a bad person, Hasan. You're a bad person. I'm not sure there's an animal that you would be a good one of. You're horrible, and I don't understand why people like you. You have no redeeming qualities whatsoever. It's not even like he's really philanthropic or anything. It's not like this guy does anything good for humanity. He's just a lefty, so the lefties are like, he's my sweetheart. Okay, so this is one that was going around of the moment where he accidentally shows the back of the thing. It's blown up and it looks like it's enhanced. That's why I'm very careful with this. I'm not positive that this is a great representation, but what you can see here, right there, and right here are two raised circles. There's two raised circles on the screen. And if you look at this kind of collar and you see the one that has the shock variety, those two circles correspond perfectly with where the holes for the zapper nodes go, where the zap posts go into that you can take out with a tool. Weird, huh? Now, looking at the picture, I can't see any obvious photoshopping, but AI being what it is these days, maybe. So here's what you can do. Well, actually, at this point, Hasan, you can't do anything because nobody's going to believe you. What you should have done is in that moment gone over there. No, there's no zapper on this. Here, look, guys, right there. See? But instead, what he did was like, oh, she's such a baby. And then days later, or the next day or hours later, I forget which this is. But later, after he's had a little bit of time away, he shows this. And for most of the time he's showing it, he's hiding it. We saw the video of him handling it, making sure that his fingers were covering the sides. And we could see that when he held it up, that this was all black on the back, which it shouldn't be. It should have a serial number on it on a white sticker. The thing had clearly been manipulated. Now, I suppose it's possible that his dumb ass bought the shock collar and removed those probes before any of this happened, and the dog just happened to trip, although it didn't. Excuse me. And it's all just a big misunderstanding. But I don't believe in that many coincidences, okay? I don't believe that when we see him reach over and touch something, excuse me, we don't know that he touched something. When we see him reach over, he clearly reaches over. And right before he starts pulling his hand back, the dog yelps behind him and kind of jumps a little bit. You know, from getting its claw stuck on a piece of flat, smooth plastic. Yeah, that's probably what really happened. He meant to buy just the vibrating collar. He's, shit, I got the one that I can electrify the dog with, but I don't want to be tempted with that. So I'll take these prongs out and I'll just throw them away. And I don't want those holes to get stuffed up with dog hair. So I'll put a piece of electrical tape across the back of it to make sure that doesn't happen. And And then a year later, the dog, at the same time that he's mad at the dog, and the dog is daring to not, lay there like it's dead, daring to stand up and stretch its, by your own telling, genetically fucked up self. And he just turns and happens to catch his dew claw on a piece of flat, smooth plastic. That's possible. It's possible. It's not real, but fuck it. Oh, God, I fucking hate this guy. I fucking hate him. He's such a shitty person. And to do that to the dog, and if we're being as kind as we can be, the best thing we can say is that you didn't care about your dog being in pain. That's the best we can say. You got mad at your dog for being in pain. The dog yelped. Dogs don't yelp just for the fun of it. I mean, you can see the reaction of the dog. The dog, there's a physical reaction as well as the yelp. And his response to that, if we give him the most charity we can, is to be mad at the dog. To call the dog spoiled for being in pain. That's the best we can do. Hasan, you're a piece of garbage. And I hope bad things happen to you. I mean that sincerely. I hope you end up homeless under a bridge because you're a bad person. All right, let's move along. We're going to watch some Trumpy stuff because this one's important. The other day, Trump, we don't have an actual domestic terrorism category in America. What we do have, and this is something that Legal Bites went over very well, even though he did it prematurely. President Trump can be like, hey, Justice Department, I want you guys to concentrate on Antifa. I think these guys are doing bad shit, and that's where I'd like you to spend your resources, making sure that any violent shitbags in Antifa, are arrested and put in jail. Did you guys see that report from the FBI? Oh man, there was a FBI report that came out. It got leaked actually, but it gets leaked to a site I'd never heard of before. And in it, that they mentioned 700, I think 754. Don't quote me on the number. 700 and some agents who were at the Capitol on January 6th. Now, if you read the article, it does say that those agents came after the violence started. But the report that's linked in that story doesn't say that. It doesn't say anything about those 700. What it does do is it's kind of an employee survey kind of thing. They were looking into what happened after January 6th or with January 6th. And just the way that the FBI, the people in the FBI who were like, we become completely political. I can't believe that we're going after these guys so hard when we didn't do. Oh, was it 275 agents? Thank you. That's why I said don't quote the number, because I couldn't. I had all the numbers right. They were just jumbled. I would have lost on the Price is Right. The agents themselves were pissed off about what was going on and how with the Summer of Love. Remember, during the Summer of Love, a lot of the footage that we watched here was an attack on a federal building. When you guys watched with us night after night after night, we would switch over and look at Seattle. We would check out places like when San Diego. Remember the San Diego one? That one was just funny. They were going to riot because a man was killed, and then it came over. He didn't die, and they were like, shit. But yeah, we watched all these other ones. The majority of it, though, was in Portland. And that was the federal courthouse there it was the federal building there in Portland. It's a federal courthouse. It is attached to a jail. And people tried to break in and set it on fire, and they got stopped. And so for 4 months, they kept trying to break in and set it on fire. And the FBI did absolutely nothing. Nothing. Trump had to bring in Border Patrol agents and DEA agents and all kinds of people from different agencies to come help protect this building. And that was when the media was like, oh my God, I can't believe he's sending federal troops into Portland, which he wasn't. He was sending them to protect the fucking federal building. So anyway, that's an aside. If you can find that report, you should read it. It's a lot of people complaining about how the FBI works and was working, and many of them blaming it directly on politics, about how political the FBI had become. And this is when Trump is president. This shit was said. I mean, the statements are taken after January 6th, so he's not president anymore by the time the statements are taken. But actually, I need to back that up. Some of them were taken before he left office, but it's not clear exactly when the statements were given. Anyway, even the FBI agents were like, yeah, this is fucked up. We are going after these people for misdemeanor bullshit when we let these fuckers assault police officers on a regular basis. But anyway, so when it comes to a terrorist designation, we don't have a domestic one. And we shouldn't have a domestic one. Now, I know what some of you are going to say, but they are domestic terrorists. Calm down. Calm down. The problem with the domestic terrorism designation is that it's inherently political. We've seen what the left has done with calling people Nazis and with calling people terrorists. The most domestic terrorism comes from right wingers. You do not want people who talk like that. Holy shit, Dark Conservatarian, thank you so much. Read chat below. Thank you, my friend. I will do that. I will do my best to do that. Goddamn, thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Dark Conservatarian's trying to make it so I can work normal hours. Anyway, I had to improvise. Super chats are still being retarded, but thanks for the plethora of content, Monk. You're very welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for watching and for that very, very generous donation. And all the donations over the years. Thank you so much. We don't want a domestic terror. You've thrown me off. I'm trying to be angry here. And you're like, here's some nice things. You're an asshole. How dare you? Thank you so much for that. You don't want people who see everybody who disagrees with them as a terrorist, people who think words are violence, to have a tool like a domestic terrorism designation. That is a very slippery slope. It's not even a slippery slope. It's a straight fall. It's straight down. It's jumping out of a plane without a parachute. And it's a very bad thing to do. Fucked up you pay to get more censored on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, it is funny that you guys can't say things in chat that I can say on air. Isn't that weird? Isn't that kind of weird? So anyway, Trump's designation of Antifa as a terrorist group that was talked about like a week ago, it wasn't an actual designation. There's no legal consequence to that other than him telling the Justice Department that he wants them to pay more attention to Antifa. But he was asked about this today, and thank you, Dark Conservatarian. Please read the very last regular chat too. Trying to promote myself, and super chats don't like that. What was was there another one? Hang on just a second. I'm looking back through. I don't see another one from you. I read the one where it said you had to improvise. Was there another one that I just missed there? Let me know if I did, and I will dig back through that. What are you promoting? In just regular chat. You don't have to super chat it. What are you promoting? While I'm waiting for that answer, this happened.
Are you going to work with your administration as the Secretary of State here? Are you going to work with your administration to designate it a foreign terror organization?
You mean a terror?
Antifa?
Antifa?
A foreign terror organization.
Well, has that been done? Pretty close, right? Would you like to see it done?
Yes, Mr.
Do
President.
you think it would help?
They have foreign links
I'd be glad
all
to do
across
it. I
Western
think it's
Europe.
the kind of thing I'd like to do. If you'd like, does
Middle
everybody
East.
agree? If you agree, I agree. Let's get it done. Okay? Let's get it done. Mark?
I don't know who asked that question. I can't believe that it would be like a CNN reporter or something, and I don't have the footage of whoever was asking it. But this is a question that is long overdue. Tyrai, thank you. When January 6th happened, they made sure all of us in the military had to be reminded how much white supremacist groups out there threatening the U.S. No other group that were actually, or not the other groups that were actually burning down cities. Well, remember, they went on a tear in the military looking for white supremacists. Remember that? Trying to promote a video where I responded to a progressive Christian pastor who says owning guns is sinful. Also, a couple other recent videos that aren't doing too well. All right, Dark Conservatarian. Hang on one second. Let me help you out here. There you go, bud. Just drop your link to those into chat. Check out Dark's channel, guys. I do. If you are going to drop links and you have a wrench, it's just courtesy to ask first. But I'm giving you permission right now to drop the ones that you're interested in. So go ahead and do it. And no, guys, you can't just give me $100 to get a wrench. We don't do that. Maybe I should start selling wrenches for $100. Nah. Tyra says, I remember that month. Yeah. That was their response to January 6th was, and actually it started before then. I mean, this is an FBI that was like, hey, you have a wrench, Bubba. This was an FBI. They're like, we need to infiltrate Catholic churches. We need to go to mass to see if the priest is up there preaching white supremacy and terrorism. Because that's where most of it's coming from. Did you notice that they didn't do that with mosques? That they weren't like, we need to infiltrate mosques. Hey. Okay, thanks. Sorry for being in pain. You're not being in pain, man. You're not being in pain.
We'll take care of it.
Mr. President.
That's international, you mean?
Yes.
International.
Yes, Mr. President.
Sounds good to me.
Foreign terror organization.
Steve, are you okay with it?
Yes, it's true. There are extensive foreign ties, and I think that would be a very valid step to take.
Good, I think so too.
Yes.
Good, I think it's a good point.
That should scare the shit out of Antifa. The reality that they're going to be designated a foreign terrorist group, and it needs to happen. It should have happened a long time ago. Antifa is worldwide. Okay, I don't want to say worldwide. It's definitely European-wide, which makes it a foreign terrorist group. And these assholes want to be like, no, it just means we don't like fascism. I don't like fascism. I didn't have to join a group that helped get Hitler into power and tries and does kill people in the United States. Never had to set a building on fire because I don't believe in fascism. Because there are Antifa cells in basically all of the West. Yes. They are a terrorist group. And they even use terrorist methods. This is why they're like, no, we're not an actual group. We're an idea. We're an idea. We just put out a call to action and people show up. We don't actually discuss it. One, they actually do discuss it. But because of the way that they operate, it is very hard to hold them accountable for their criminal shit. And RICO laws, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but those are going to come into play. And there's a whole bunch of people like Hasan who came out like, I'm anti-fascist. There's a whole lot of people who should start getting worried because your little terrorist organization, your little terrorist cells, those are the ones who need to be coming. Those are the ones who need to be looked at. And all of this bullshit, like, no, they're not actually a group. Fuck you. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Anyhow, let's bring Phoebe back on the screen because she's so cute. It was I picked her up tonight, and I've told you guys before I think I've told you when Phoebe wants picked up, she will flop down onto her right side, and that way when I pick her up, she's in position to go up on my left shoulder. If she flops down on her right side, sometimes she wants picked up, and sometimes she just wants pet on the floor, which leads to playing and play fighting and me getting cut a lot. Well, she flopped down on her right side, but she had been meowing like she wanted picked up. So I'm like, oh, this is the time she wants me to pick her up. And I pick her up and I turn her, and that's when all hell breaks loose. And she starts attacking my arm, like, calm down. I didn't shock her or anything. I pet her and told her to calm down, which she did immediately. And I went and told Lady Monkey about her cat attacking me because I accidentally brushed her belly just a little bit with my arm. And Lady Monkey goes, you did that on purpose. I'm like, no, if I did it on purpose, and I laid Phoebe back in the cradle position, and I said, I would do this. And I went to, before I could ever rub her belly, she started attacking my hand. And I had to put her back up on my shoulder to calm her down. And then I put her down in the hallway, and she attacked my sock, which is on my foot, and bit through my sock. I'm like, cat, what is wrong with you? And I still didn't shock her. Jack, my friend, how you doing?
I fell asleep.
I imagined. That was kind of early for you to fall asleep.
Yeah, well, I have no excuse. I was just an old man falling asleep.
How you feeling, my friend? Last I knew, you weren't feeling real well.
I've been healing pretty good. They didn't keep me at the hospital, so I didn't have to deal with all that shit.
Oh, good.
They're just like, here's like a couple of bills for x-rays and a CT scan because you're dumb shit. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, I got a lot of bruises. That's all.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're feeling a little better.
Yeah, me too. No, I've been healed pretty good. They didn't give me any good medicine. They just gave me like some muscle relaxers and some aspirin.
Oh, I would kill for a muscle relaxer right now. I don't like them because they just put me to sleep. But man, I could use some just good sleep.
Yeah, I understand that completely. One of the great things to do whenever you have muscle pulls is just to take a nap.
Yeah.
Just sleep that shit off. There's no sense in suffering with it.
Cat chose violence. Phoebe often chooses violence.
Yeah, it's one of the cat's first responses. They got to keep their servants in their place. By the way, hi, everybody.
Phoebe likes to play rough. And Lady Monkey used to get mad at me thinking I was beating the cat or making the cat upset. And I'm like, no, she likes this. And one day she actually saw Phoebe initiate it. She goes, she really does like that, doesn't she? I'm like, yes. She doesn't have a playmate. I am her playmate. And so, yeah, I can tell when she's actually mad because she'll use her claws on purpose. Typically, when we play, she will bite the fuck out of me, but she doesn't scratch me. All of my cuts are from her teeth, not her claws. And yeah, that's how she lets me know when she doesn't want to play. And I'm like, okay. Actually, when Phoebe doesn't want to be touched, if you reach for her, she will give you a nibble. She will just reach up and she doesn't bite hard. She just reaches up and like, no, thanks. Okay. If she's biting for real, she wants to play because she's a vicious killer.
Oh. Who's the vicious killer? Oh, you are. That's so condescending to them. Anyway, how are you doing?
Now we're talking about, my friend. I'm better than I was, but yeah, I'm not worth getting into.
I understand. About an hour ago, Keldrick sent me a tip, apparently.
Yes, that was supposed to go to me, he said, but he sent it to the wrong person.
Oh, I'm okay with it. Sorry.
Me too.
I'll send it to you.
No, do not.
Thanks, Keldrick. Dogs really do like me, and even I know better than to try to get one or to pet one when both it and the owner say no. At that point, you deserve the bite. Also, I used to work at a shelter, and 9 times out of 10, when a bite happens, the human was being a dumbass.
Yes.
Yeah, that's normally how that happens.
Most dogs do not actually attack humans. It's usually the human doing something stupid, like putting their face in the dog's face, and they're like, "Why did it bite my face?"
Yeah, because you got aggressive with it. They're still animals. There's laws of the jungle. Oh, and thank you, Alan, for the generous donation. Says hello, my friend. Hello, Alan. Hope you're doing well. And thank you, Oki. Oki Native says, here is one more taco. Thank you. Oh man, I've got to get some tacos. Sorry, my eyes haven't adjusted to being awake yet, guys.
I had a taco salad for dinner.
Oh, it sounds delicious.
It was. Made it myself.
Oh, that sounds good.
Lindsay said cats are lovable assholes. I pointed this out with a video that was on Twitter the other day. It's a kitten chasing a butterfly. And only cats can make murder look cute because that cat wanted to kill that butterfly.
Yeah.
Because that's what cats do. And we're like, look how cute he's being. Like, and they are. They make it look adorable.
Yeah, because they have the symmetrical little faces that make them look kind of like babies or something. They're just super cute. And then they're pouncing around. They do wacky stuff. And they make murder adorable. Unlike Hasan, who makes it look smelly.
The other night, I'm laying in bed and Phoebe is laying on my chest and she gets up and like she's going to go down and go to sleep. And she stops and turns and leaps onto Lady Monkey's shoulder. At which point my wife's eyes open really wide. And I'm like, I don't know what she's doing. And then she walked over to Lady Monkey's nightstand. And Lady Monkey didn't remember any of it in the morning. And I was so happy because you know how worried I get about waking up my wife.
Oh, yeah.
Because my wife is just the worst when she's tired. But Phoebe, no reason she's never done that before. She hasn't done it since. But in that moment, she was like, I'm going to leap. She could have casually walked up. It's like, nah, this will be more fun. I do love my cat. Jack, anything you want to say about the Hasan thing?
It's going to be hilarious if that's what gets him thrown off Twitch. But he's a dirty piece of shit. And I had little respect for the man to begin with because he's an idiot and a scumbag. But now I hate him. I actively hate him.
I don't think he'll get thrown off of Twitch for this. There's nothing illegal about using that. And there are places in the world where you're not allowed to have shot collars, but in the U.S. isn't one of them. So
yeah,
he didn't break any rules.
No, using it in a way like he did, I think that's really scummy. Mm-hmm. That's probably a crime in California because he's just punitively punishing the dog and not using it in the way it's intended. But he's the type of person that'll never get in any real trouble.
No.
So it's really disgusting, and he should be absolutely shamed for this. So fuck him. He's a garbage person. Anybody that does that to a dog will do it to a child.
What about Trump making Antifa or saying he's going to make Antifa a foreign terrorist designation?
I think that's actually more appropriate since they started out in Europe and they have a lot of ties to Europe. The guy that wrote the Antifa handbook fled to Europe and lives there. And it'll open up a lot more resources to deal with them here domestically. So, yeah, I actually think that's a lot more fitting than calling them a domestic terror group.
Failure B says that they are illegal in California. Interesting. I didn't know that. In that case, he's still not going to get in any trouble. I mean,
no, he's the type of guy that skates on just about everything.
Yep.
He's vile piece of shit, but he somehow is able to. He's just one of those lucky people that nothing bad ever really happens to. He fails upward.
It's not luck. I mean, he comes from a very wealthy family. Mm. I mean, how many of you guys were doing dressage in middle school?
Yeah, that's a rich kid thing.
Yeah. Thank you, Crimgate. Thank you again. This won't get him thrown out when earlier in the day someone did a live home birth on Twitch, which was acknowledged by the CEO of Twitch. You know, the live home birth, I was watching Charlie talk about that. I hadn't seen it, and I don't know why. Have you guys ever seen a birth? They're
Yeah,
gross.
gross. Why would anyone want to watch a live home one? Fucking nasty.
I don't know why you would have a party so everybody can see your cooter laying in a fucking vat of your own blood and your baby's placenta. But I'm not offended at it the way that, because Charlie was like, I can't believe that. I mean, this is content. Everything is content now. Yeah, duh.
Yeah. Oh, Charlie's a little behind the curve on some of this stuff. He's just him and Asmongold are just kind of hitting their awakening to a lot of stuff going on.
I don't really. I worry more about the people watching it rather than the people doing it,
Yeah.
because everybody wants some kind of attention in their life to varying degrees, and they're just people looking for attention. It's the people who tuned in. Watching your wife give birth is like watching your favorite pub burn down. That's actually not true. Don't worry, that thing snaps back. It's meant to. It comes back. But it is a gross experience.
Yeah, there's like a lot of natural functions are disgusting.
Yeah.
So I'm choosing to opt out of seeing most of them whenever possible.
Well, this is something they don't talk about, but it's absolutely true. It did not happen in our case, but a lot of women poop when they give birth.
Yeah.
Who wants to see that?
The muscles that you use to bear down to plop the kid out are also the same muscles you use when you're having a rough poo. So you're pushing and something's coming out. Sometimes it's a surprise. Just don't let her eat Taco Bell before she goes to the emergency room there, and the doctors will thank you.
Faithless says, but can you ever look at it the same again? This is a true. When my daughter was born, the doctor wasn't at the hospital when my wife goes into hard labor, because Lady Monkey was in labor for 9 hours with my daughter.
Oh, jeez.
I'm a 36-hour baby. My wife had 3 kids in 13 hours total.
Wow.
Yeah. She didn't fuck around. The longest one was my daughter, and it was 9 hours. And they came in and checked because they got to do how dilated are you?
Yeah.
And no, you're not ready. And it's like 10 minutes later, and Lady Monkey's like, I need to push. You need to get them back in here. I'm like, baby, we're young. This is our first kid. I'm 18. I was 17 actually at the time. Wasn't I? I got to do the math in my head. Yeah, I was 17. I'm like, I don't really want to annoy them, but I have this fire breathing dragon going, get the nurse. Okay. So I go get the nurse, and like she says she needs to push, and she goes, well, I'll check again. Very shitty. She was a bad nurse.
Yeah.
And she checks, and sure enough, she's ready to push. She's at 10 centimeters. Baby's coming. Well, my daughter crowned for like 5 minutes before the doctor finally made it there.
Jeez.
Yeah, you want to talk about it getting stretched out. I mean, there's you can see the head, and that thing is like stretched. But I didn't pay any attention to the vagina. I wasn't looking at. I mean, I was, but that's not what I was looking at.
Yeah, you're not focused on it.
Yeah, if you're in if the baby's getting ready to come out and you're like, that's my vagina, there's something wrong with you. Because everything becomes just about the baby. You don't even think about the vagina anymore. It's afterwards for the next 6 weeks where she's got a good excuse why you're not allowed to play with it anymore that it becomes an issue.
Yeah, I would think that would be the bigger issue.
Like, hey, I want to play with that. And she's like, 6 weeks.
Ha ha! I have a headache for 6 weeks.
Yep. That's some bullshit right there.
Yeah, it is.
What kind of injury takes 6 weeks to heal? I know there's lots of them, but shut up. I was young and horny, okay?
Real quick, thank you, Evolved Potato. My problem with Twitch having the birth on stream is the blatant hypocrisy. they let stuff like this in the hot tub streams, but they ban stuff like VTubers for having uncovered hips.
Yep.
Yeah, gross. I'm not surprised. Twitch is full of pretty much whatever Dan Clancy is turned on by.
Damn it, she got a good look. I didn't give her too much trouble, mostly joking, because that's who I am. I mean, I did make the jokes like you didn't have a baby from your mouth.
Yeah, well, it's not your birthday, so
That thing still works. Anyway, moving on.
Oh, don't listen to that monkey's daughter.
We were at a restaurant yesterday, day before, something like that. I forget. But we went out and my son was with us, and my wife was trying to convey something to me that she didn't want my son to know. It's for an upcoming holiday, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And so she's like, that thing where we went to the place. And
Doohickey.
And I literally had no idea what she was talking about. And I don't know why, but I was like, do you mean when we defiled the Wendy's bathroom? My son didn't find that funny. His baby mama thought that was the funniest thing ever. It's one of the great things you can do when you're a dad and your kids are all grown up I have never had sex in a Wendy's bathroom with my wife. That's one, it's a fucking bathroom of a fast food place. That's fucking gross. But
Gross
making your
or
children uncomfortable with innuendo is just funny. Anyhow.
That is funny.
Apparently CNN has been kicked out of the Department of War, or the Pentagon. But don't worry, they're standing up to him, Jack. This is their statement. CNN's mission to report fairly and fairly. Stop it. CNN's mission to report fairly and fully on the Department of War, the U.S. military, and the Trump administration will continue regardless of physical access to the Pentagon. We will not be deflected from our duty to hold all three fairly and fully to account. And we will continue to report on the actions and decision-making process of the U.S. government without fear or favor. When I read this, a common phrase from when I lived in Virginia came out of my mouth. It has been updated since to bitch, please. When have you ever, CNN, done anything without fear or favor? Especially without favor.
Yeah.
Get fucked. Stop trying to. This is like Jeffrey's going, say it to my face.
Yeah. Okay, Jeffrey.
Yep, you guys are just such badasses. You're not gonna stop reporting on major events. Okay.
Yep. You're so cool, Brewster. Speaking of which, did you see Aaron Burnett of CNN just today was passing along some Antifa propaganda saying how they're like, they're not a sophisticated terror organization. They're not even organized. It's a loose affiliation. And she did it for like a minute.
No, but I'm not shocked by it at all. I mean, it's CNN ran a story about how great it was that Antifa had a doxing group.
Yeah. Yeah. Birds of a feather and all that.
How do you run this story about this doxing group that is Antifa and then be like, but they're not a group? It doesn't matter how loosely affiliated they are. They are an organization. They show up. They do communicate. The whole nonsense about them not being organized is bullshit. It's just word of mouth and it's what grassroots. No, it's not. No, it's not. Hey, who was delivering all the bricks for this grassroots group?
Oh, that's a myth, monkey. That never happened.
There were pallets of bricks left in the. You had remember the food vans going around?
Yep.
Who was paying for that?
No, and they weren't real. Stop noticing things.
I meant to bring up another video, and damn it, I forgot. Who's the chick that's the front runner for California governor right now?
Katie Porter?
Yes, Miss Porter.
Porterhouse.
Katie Porter, who is a shitbag of a human.
Oh, she's awful.
She was bad when she was in Congress, and she's worse now running for governor of California. Good luck, California. Good luck. But she had an interview the other day, Jack, and have you seen this video?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I sent this to you, I think.
I have not gone through all my DMs.
I figured because I sent you a ton of shit.
Yeah,
He's coming back tonight. I'll send him this.
I have so many DMs to go through. That's why when I first got back, I'm just going to do this here, guys. I'm all right.
Did you see the second video that came out about her?
I don't think so. I saw this one. This is the only one I've seen about her.
I will toss it to you in the side chat because it's a great follow up to this.
Okay.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win, ma'am?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%. Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're saying.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
So how do you not?
Are you going to kill the other Democrats?
I mean, this is California. They're like big Chicago at this point.
There's not a Republican that has a real chance in California. And California uses ranked choice, or at least they've been pushing for ranked choice. I'm just making sure. Yeah, they have ranked choice voting. So the choices are going to be between two Democrats. So this is a very valid question. If you have two Democrats running, because the Republican has been knocked out of the race, and there's just two Democrats. We've seen this in other ranked choice places. It's why they want it. How are you going to win if there's a split in the vote? You need the Trump voters. You need at least some of them. You don't need all of them, Jack.
True.
Well, you're going to need some unless you think 50% of the Democrats are going to vote for you. I don't intend on letting that happen. Are you going to sabotage? Because the nice interpretation of that is you're going to sabotage the other Democrats.
I mean, yeah, she could hire a hitman.
That's the other interpretation. But I'm gonna be nice because she's known for being well liked, Jack.
I don't know how. She seems
she's not. She has something like a 60 or 70% turnover rate on her staff.
Oh, when you watch the next clip, you'll think it should be a lot higher.
This is a woman whose husband came out and said that she's thrown stuff at him, including mashed potatoes in public.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because she's well, we're going to see it here. She is a very angry woman.
Yeah, that's true.
This is CBS, by the way, guys. This isn't like some right-wing news source that's just attacking her. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, this is a softball interview.
Yeah.
Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position. But let me be clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say.
When you ran, hang on. Dangerous, thank you. One vital word is missing from that CNN statement. Reporting honestly, as a technically qualified journalist, this clip annoyed me. Stop being a fucking cunt, Katie. Just answer the fucking question. Well, the weird part is she's answering questions here. I have a lot of issues with this whole thing that we'll get into, but
Yeah.
The reason you're being asked about this is because when you ran before, it was a different time. It really was. The Democrats have lost so much ground. Have you seen they're now trying to infiltrate gyms and start political conversations in gyms to figure out how to talk to guys? They cannot
Oh my
figure out how
God. They really don't understand men at all.
No. But anyway,
If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an
But
experience.
you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think.
feel
yes, she asked you if you needed them to win because you'd need them to win. I when I hit that, I felt like my brain skipped. Like there was something that should have happened in between there that didn't. Because here.
feet and one Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an
But
experience.
you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
You just said you don't need them. You asked if I needed them to win. Yeah, that was the conversation. And she's already getting belligerent over something that this is an easy question.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a minor question, too. Just answer the damn question. It's not a tough one.
The easy answer here is the standard, the Joe Biden, I'm going to be the governor for everyone.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you just say, I hope to win over everybody?
Yeah.
That seems like the easiest thing to do.
No, she's like, fuck you. She's getting angry at this lady.
Honest, if it were me, I would have said, I think after all this time with Trump, I can win them back because they've seen the extremism that Trump presents. Some bullshit like that. It's a real easy, even off the cuff answer. So I don't understand why she's having so much trouble with this one.
Lindsay says this is the definition of tone deaf. This bitch seriously thinks she is the majority. Well, in California, she is.
So you don't
I
think
feel like this is unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
Well, it is unnecessarily argumentative, but you're the one making it an argument.
Yeah, it's not the journalist that's doing it.
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
Correct. And I said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also...
Christ.
That right there is telling.
Yeah.
I get that the reporter just showed her the question, but that really comes off like she knows what the question is supposed to be and she's mad that the woman is asking something else.
Yeah, she worded it differently than Katie was prepped for.
Yep.
So she's not able to think on the fly.
I would really like to ask this reporter if she gave these questions to the candidates in advance.
Oh, she did.
And she'd lie about it.
Of course.
So ask the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that...
Well, to those voters. Okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
How dare you ask me a question? I don't want to do this anymore. This is a softball interview from your side.
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to be like being governor? Tagged you in a video of her shouting at a staffer to get out of her fucking shot. Thank you, Travis Gardner. I have a feeling that might be what Jack sent me.
Yeah, don't spoil it. Don't ruin the surprise.
Katie doesn't leave immediately, though.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Follow-ups, you monster.
See, this is another point where it's like you knew what the question was supposed to be, and that's all you want to answer.
Yeah.
And she is offended at the notion of a follow-up question.
Yeah, accountability. What? Fucking women.
This is why Democrats are like they are, because normally they don't get follow-ups. They just get, hey, answer this, and here's all the questions in advance. I'm going to ask you, you give me your canned response, and we'll call it good. This is how the press and the Democrats operate. And when the press dares, this isn't even a hard follow-up question. Do you need that 40% to win? You can just say no. You did just say no. And when she goes, you don't need any of them? No, I don't. I'll get the 60. That's all you had to say. There's no reason for argument. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're 100% right. It's that's all she had to say was, no, I don't think I need them to win.
But as we see here, the idea of it's not, I was going to say of a hard question. It's not even a hard question. Just having a follow-up. She is so offended. She is ending the interview.
Like a petulant child.
Christ almighty.
Every other candidate has answered.
I don't
our
care.
follow-ups.
I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation in which you ask me about every issue on this list. And if every question...
But that would be a pleasant, easy question.
How do you know what topics are on that list, lady?
I don't understand why she's all angry about this. Like you said, it wasn't a hard question. It was one she's asked everybody else. So Katie should have watched those interviews just for prep, if nothing else. And it was an easy yes or no question. Like I said, she could have gone into like, oh well, I hope to have won them over after their regret from seeing what they did vote for, or something like that. But you could easily have answered this. Instead, she gets mad.
She could. There's a great political answer to give here. It's that, hey, I think I will win those people over when they hear my plans on how to improve this state and make it better and fix our homeless problem and fix all of the issues. I think they'll really like what I have to say.
Yeah.
It's that easy. Now, the problem is what they're talking about is a group that is specifically fuck Trump. But there is a political answer to give here.
You're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
Ms.
And we're
Porter,
just going to circle around.
I am an investigative
I have never had to do
reporter.
this before, ever.
Did you hear that right there? She's never had to answer a follow-up question?
Look how shocked the reporter is by that. Did you see the way her head moved?
Yeah.
Had to have a
end an
conversation
interview.
with
To end
the
an
reporter.
interview.
Oh, to end an interview. That's what she's never had to do before. You don't have to end it here. You could answer the fucking question.
I probably would have inadvertently said, you hypersensitive, spoiled brat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but every other candidate has done this.
What part of I'm me? I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. So I am going to...
What kind of leader runs from a simple question?
I'm sorry, Monkey. I have to dispute that. She can't run. Look at her.
That's true. What kind of leader waddles away from a simple question? See, this was one of the things that Kamala really struggled with, is even on friendly podcasts, interviews, she sucked. Meanwhile, Trump was going places that were hostile to him. And like, fuck it, let's talk.
Yeah, he was getting the message out. even with the hostile ones, because he's really good at that sort of thing.
And we do mean hostile. I mean, we're not talking about, they asked a simple follow-up question.
So you're not going to answer questions from reporters? Okay, why don't we go through? I will continue to ask follow-up questions because that's my job as a journalist, but I will go through and ask these, and if you don't want to answer, you don't want to answer. So nearly every legislative...
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you, and I don't want this all on camera.
I don't want to have...
Probably shouldn't have been a bitch in front of cameras then.
Yeah. That's like when I watch videos of people filming in public, and somebody walks up and says, "Excuse me, I don't want my face on camera." Well, then why are you walking up to the camera, dumbass?
Right?
An unhappy experience with you either. I would love to continue to ask these questions so that we can show our viewers what every candidate feels about every one of these issues that they care about. And redistricting is a massive issue. We're going to do an entire story just on the responses to that question. And I've asked everybody the same follow-up questions.
But how dare you ask them of me? I am Katie Porterhouse.
Yeah, I am important. You're a nobody. Spit on your stupid, lowly peasant face. Puh.
Do you know who I am?
I was waiting for her to say that.
And I'm shocked she didn't, honestly, with the way she was behaving.
Yeah, she acted like such a child here. Real quickly, though, thank you, Travis Gardner. I kind of want her to win and make some great videos. Yeah, it really would. Especially with the rate of her staff turnover. Yeah.
I want her to win because the more people like this that get elected, the more people get to see exactly what the Democrats are, the less likely the Democrats will win nationally.
Yeah.
And look, California, you guys are already screwed, but I don't want it further. Jack, will you talk to the audience for just a moment?
Certainly. Hello, sexy people. How are you all doing? Pick up my marbles and take them all home. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, man. So, what you guys doing? I've been bitching about this Hasan thing online a lot today. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for dropping links, Bran. Remember, you can support the stream by donating to the Streamlabs links, super chats for Monkey. That sounds like flowers for Algernon. All our support links and channel links are in the description too, so you can donate after the stream is over, or sign up for Patreon or channel memberships, or whatever it is people do these days. Whatever the kids do, I don't know. Hi, just another Anderson. Eating curry. Oh, I'm a little jealous of that. That sounds good. Oh, man. Curry rice and tacos. Oh, that sounds good right now. I would suffer for that for like an hour in the bathroom, but it might be worth it. She lost her marbles a long time ago. Yeah, true. His son lives with his mommy. Probably. He's a piece of shit. Playing Borderlands 3 for the first time. Cool. Never played it. Working right now. Closing 18 minutes. Nice. Creeping up on time to go home. The Dems are imploding, and I'm totally here for this. Yeah, they are fucking idiots, man. I tell you, Lindsay. I don't know how to express how happy I am about their implosion because they are so stupid and lost.
Who?
The Democrats.
Oh, good. Okay. Sorry about that. Here is Miss Porter. This is the video that Jack sent over. I'm assuming this is the one that was mentioned in the donation.
Yeah.
And I never have to go to the gas station.
That's awesome. And $632 is real money. And I know here at UCI, we have a National Fuel Center research.
How is with her voice? Is she the leading candidate?
I have no idea, dude. She is shrill.
Ugh. Thank you, Dangerous. 1, answer the first fucking question, and she probably wouldn't have to follow up. 2, did PR as one of my majors for my journalism degree. Interview prep is really not that fucking difficult. I think in a lot of cases, these people, they over prep for interviews. So they we saw this with Kamala.
Yeah.
No matter what the question was, she had an answer, often had nothing to do with the fucking question.
Yeah. She had a canned answer.
Yep.
And I think that's what a lot of these people do is they memorize in order of the questions they prep for. So anything that goes out of order, it throws them off completely because they can't improv it. They can't just give an honest answer either. But they memorize their canned responses in order, and then they can't go deviate from that in any way.
Thank you, Christine Micro, for kitty treats. Thank you so very much. She will appreciate that. She has treats twice a day. She has Temptations in the morning, and then when we have dinner, she has a squeeze up thingy. I forget what they're called.
Those puree things.
Yeah.
Tube.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Kit Kat eats too. She eats like 4 of those a day.
She loves those.
Yeah, my cat will not eat regular cat food. I put it out, she'll snub it. If I get treats that aren't Temptations, she'll look at me and judge me and then not eat them. Like, excuse me, this is peasant food.
Yeah, Phoebe has to smell all of my food, and she turns her nose up at 99% of it. However, being my cat, she really does like Hidden Valley Ranch.
Oh, geez. That's disgusting.
My Hidden Valley Ranch Cheez-Its, she ate one.
Oh, gross.
She liked it. Yeah. Katie Porter is an ugly person, and has nothing to do with her looks. Yeah. She is ugly on the outside because she's ugly on the inside.
Yep.
And pay attention. This is her as dressed up as she can get. No wonder she's so angry. My cats will eat everything. Phoebe is very particular. She eats grass. Her brand of cat food, which I forget what it is, comes in a green bag. And then her treats. Most other stuff she won't touch.
Center, and they're also doing work on how to make electric vehicles affordable, including for low and moderate income people, working moms, single moms like me, people who really could benefit.
You mean throwing mashed potatoes at your husband didn't keep him around?
I'm shocked too. Real quick, over on the Cash App, thank you, Evil One, who says, Monkey gets kitty cat treats, Jack gets Asian treats. Thanks, man. Very generous of you. Appreciate it. Yes, Asian treats to lure in the Asians.
He got a cat too, just to lure in the Asians.
Pretty much. Oh, he's such a racist looking.
I forgot what I was going to say about Porter.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
From an extra $632 in their pocket. And it's also not just the individual savings, but it's also.
Oh, I was going to point out, she's a domestic abuser.
Yeah. Which the Democrats are okay with if you're on their side.
If she was throwing shit at her husband, that is domestic abuse.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's reprehensible.
How is this thing a front runner for the next governor of California? Because Kamala didn't run. Is there limits in California? Yes, they have 2 terms. Surprise, she's a single mom. Who wouldn't want to come in that? Well, somebody did, because she got kids. Yeah. Somebody wanted to. Look, maybe she was maybe it was dark. I have nothing.
There's a fetish for everything, even chubby, ugly old ladies. I don't know. Thank you, Tyrai. Katie Porterhouse has a billboard for a head and has that weird, uncanny valley look. Is she really not a lizard person? I don't know, but she does have like a strange looking face, doesn't she? Like it looks like one of those sketches that the sketch artists do where the features are exaggerated.
She looks like she was made up for a movie to look like an evil stepmom.
Yeah. Like she looks like Bette Midler in Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, excuse me. Travis Gardner, thank you. That attitude and voice reminds me of every English teacher I had growing up, all in one fat sack. Wow. Well, you're not wrong. I mean, it is one fat sack.
The total savings for our economy. So I'm on the oversight committee, you might know, and that is where we did a study recently this fall in September. And what it showed is if we don't electrify our transportation sector, that we're going to lose more than 500,000 Californians dying prematurely to air pollution and other problems. And the state could lose. Get out of my fucking shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't meet the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot. Okay, I'm gonna.
She's a really sweet. I can't believe she has a high turnover problem.
I know. I'm shocked by that.
Thank you, Frank. She makes the Matilda principle seem lovely. I'm not sure what the Matilda principle is.
You never saw Matilda?
No.
Oh, it's a pretty fun kids movie.
Oh yeah, that little kid annoys me.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, all little kids annoy me, so I understand. But that one, they set the one lunch scene to Dragula, the Rob Zombie song, and it works creepily well. Which they also did Dragula mixed with APT. I think Fugi sent me that, and Rose is a sweetheart to me, so I was so happy to see that. But thank you, Travis Gardner, who said she's an HOA board in human form. Yeah, that is a horrifically good comparison.
Yeah, and the person was coming into the shot to one, help her get her, I was going to say facts, but those aren't facts. The whole idea that if we don't sign on to the Paris Climate Accord, 500,000 Californians are going to die every year is fucking retarded. The total number of deaths through the whole U.S. is only like 2.5 million a year. We haven't signed on to the Paris Climate Accords, which were first signed back, under, was that Clinton that Paris happened?
I think so.
And we didn't sign on to it for a long time. And then B-Rock was like, I'll do it. And then Trump was like, no, we won't. By their telling here, 500,000 people, full 1/5 of all deaths in the United States every year are because we haven't signed on to the Paris Climate Accords, which is fucking retarded. That's just retarded.
Yeah.
And the idea that if we don't get electric vehicles, 500,000 are going to die. Shut up. You're just wrong. And then you treated your staff like that she knows she's on camera. You weren't on, this isn't a hidden video. You're on a fucking Zoom call.
Yeah, which people do seem to record quite a bit.
For fuck's sake, man.
Yeah, if she does that in public like this, imagine what she does behind the scenes.
Exactly. The mashed potato incident was public.
Yeah.
This is public. And she's like, that thing with the interviewer, public. That's what she does in front of a camera. Imagine what she does behind the camera. Imagine how she treats people when she doesn't think anybody's looking. Let me tell you, if I was on her staff, I would start secretly recording everything for my moment of fame.
Yeah. Or to file a workplace hostile work environment complaint.
Speaking of bad people, let's talk about, is it Jay Jones? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Jay Jones out there in Virginia, who had a leaked text conversation come out where he wanted to kill his opponent and his kids. The opponent's kids, Jack.
Yeah.
He's running for the Attorney General of Virginia, the highest law enforcement officer in the state, And I saw some people, but this was a private conversation that somebody leaked, and that is horrible. Yeah, it was a private conversation, which to me makes it's not like he was joking, Jack. This isn't some grab her by the pussy kind of stuff. This is his real thoughts and feelings that he's sharing with a friend. Because his friend, whoever he's talking to, I forget if they've ever mentioned that, but who he's talking to is like, nah, bro, you don't really mean that. And that's when he comes back with, and his kids. Thank you, Frank. Would you rather work for her or Klobuchar? Klobuchar. As long as you make sure you bring her a fork, she seems all right.
Yeah, I would have a box of plastic forks in my car or briefcase.
Yeah.
Klobuchar is just a little high strung. This lady's just mean.
Yeah. I don't think we have Klobuchar anywhere on camera. Get out of my fucking shot. What a horrible thing to have yourself known for. Anyway,
yeah, I would think that like you would expect people's staffers to be kind of milling around behind them. That won't bother me, but apparently it bothers this arrogant clown.
Well, it took eyes off of her. There's a
Oh,
skinny,
okay.
cute woman in the background.
Well, let's not get carried away.
You've got Miss Piggy's Danny DeVito twin on the screen, front and center. And
I saw somebody put the picture of the lady from Goonies and throw Mama from the train.
Nice, yeah.
And I was like, that's mean. She was supposed to be really nice.
On your screen are the two people. I don't know the guy on the left, what his name is. He's the Republican running, and he's pulled ahead in the polls there in Virginia.
Yeah.
On the right is Jay Jones and his murderous ways. The funny part is nobody from the Democrats has come down and condemned this.
No, nobody. He hasn't lost any support at all from the Democrats over this kind of vile nonsense.
The same people who did lose their shit over grabbing by the pussy are like, he just wanted to kill some kids. I don't know what your problem is. They're Republican kids. But don't worry, guys. They don't actually advocate for any real violence. I'm sure that when his friend's like, bro, come on, man, don't be like that. And he came back with, fuck his kids too. It was, taken out of context. It was Hasan Piker, Jack.
Yeah, totally taken out of context. That's why he had to run to friendly outlets to talk about it. Totally out of context. Like Hasan ran over to DeFranco to talk.
Did he?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
I did not. I have not really been online.
I will DM you that.
Yeah, there's so much of the Hasan stuff I want to go over because I do want to go over his interview with the New York Times podcast because that was the clips that I've seen are fucking brilliant. He went on a podcast for the New York Times and got lit up.
Well, he's not smart, dude.
How's that PR campaign going, dog abuser?
You right?
Is that paid media campaign not working out for you?
Oh, so sorry,
poor
Hasan.
bastard.
Piece of shit.
I'm just gonna put this back on the screen because I'm very proud of this. I like my thumbnail.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dangerous. The private conversation point might be valid if it wasn't messages about his actual political views. Also, Christian Bale is such a chameleon. I was like, does that say camel? Okay. Christian Bale is such a chameleon. He looked like an angry fat bitch in that footage, right?
Oh my God, if they did a movie version and Christian Bale was playing her, I'd go see that.
Yeah.
Oh man, get Christian Bale to play her and Daniel Day-Lewis to play her husband. You'd get like 8 Oscars.
Do we have the Phil DeFranco? We haven't shit on Phil DeFranco in a long time.
I just DM'd it to you on X. I get the 1 minute version.
That's fine. Why Yeet had Phil DeFranco. I didn't read the tweet that went with it. Okay, so is this him going? Oh, I don't know which controversy this is. So let's find out.
As far as Hasan's response here, I actually reached out for a comment and reaction. Right, and so with that, he called this one of the most insane brigades he's ever seen. Then
he literally says that about everything.
Yeah. Every time he gets called out, he's like, "This is insane. I'm just getting brigaded." He has no other responses or defenses because he knows he's in the wrong.
Before this is over, this will be blamed on Destiny and Ethan Klein if it hasn't been already from Hasan.
Oh, of course.
Because that's what Hasan blames everything on. He is still so ass mad that people think Destiny is smarter than him. Newsflash, he is smarter than you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the dog is smarter than Hasan.
Yeah, but he has been living, even though he's gotten way bigger than Destiny ever was, he still harbors resentment that people know Destiny is smarter than him.
Yeah, well, look, when you're dumb, you hold grudges a lot more.
Yeah.
And he's dumb. As opposed to like when I hold grudges, I'm just bitter and mean. But he's stupid. And he cannot stand the fact that he is not the embodiment of perfection. His narcissism is on display every time the man talks.
Damn, time hasn't been kind to DeFranco. DeFranco lost a shit ton of weight all at once. And when he did, he aged like 10 years in the couple of months that it happened.
Oh, Lindsay, I hate to correct you. That's the dog, Kaya.
Kaya.
That's Kaya. That's not DeFranco. That's the dog. Because DeFranco wouldn't sit on Hasan's lap.
Yes, he would.
Think. Well, yeah, he probably would. Are you a fence post? Ooh.
I rewatched the video and I totally get why people are angry. I should have instantly gone over to check on her. I was in full panic mode over the internet going out and the stream crashing, and I take total accountability for that.
Do you think that makes you sound better, Hasan? I was having a bad day, so I was mean to my dog is probably not the way you want to go.
Oh, no, he's got a reason why the dog yelped, and it wasn't because of a shock collar, because it's just a vibrating collar.
Yeah, when you take out the electrodes so people don't see them.
There's that.
And then also talking about the allegations around the collar, as well as the allegations that he shocked the dog. Regarding the collar, he said, I have a bunch of different collars for her, including a vibrating collar for communicating with her over a long distance when she's at the park.
She was 3 feet behind you.
Etc. Saying she was professionally trained to be off leash. That collar can't actually shock her. Adding, I didn't press anything. I didn't have any remote or anything with me. And
what did you reach over to press then, or to do while you were looking at the dog in your camera?
That was remote control for his butt plug.
Regarding his dog yelping, he said, I don't know what happened, but I assume it was her clipping her do nail on the corner while following the place command, but I get why it looks...
You didn't use the place command.
No, he just bitched about her moving in the background.
Yeah.
And at the same time, she clips her nail on the corner. No, dude. No.
I want to know how she would clip her nail on that corner.
It would be impossible because I don't think she was at the corner.
She wasn't. You can see her feet.
Yeah, he's just a lying scumbag, and he's not good at it.
He's not. And of all the things for you to lie about, you should have stopped right there and just been like, I should have checked on her. That should have been all you said. Trying to offer up this other nonsense would, seriously, people had broken this video down shot by shot.
Yeah.
And the dog's feet are not in any way where it could have gotten caught on anything. You just zapped the dog. Just own up to it, asshole.
Yeah, and Tectone posted a video of him mistreating other dogs.
Yep.
Like pulling on their tails and shit like that. And he had that one looked like a pit bull with a spiked collar, but the spikes were inverted. And it's a pain response collar, which are not legal in a lot of states, by the way. So might not want to get one of those. But I think those are incredibly cruel and will probably piss your dog off more.
This inbred fuck, he doesn't care about being cruel.
No, of course not.
This is a prop to him.
Yeah, yeah.
Horrible to a person who's seeing this interaction for the first time. And then regarding people saying, the dog's just there in the background, or maybe even the dog is forced to be there, he said Kaya is an incredibly well-trained dog and super well taken care of. She gets 2 hours of activity in the morning at the park and then another hour-long walk in the afternoon with my mom. With Hasan then adding her place command is there, so she doesn't lay on the hard ground and hurt her joints as a big dog, but she is free to do whatever. And saying
this is something Jim brought up earlier, that is a cloth stretched across the thing.
Yeah.
That cloth doesn't move when this big dog gets on it.
No, it's not even considered a cot. It looks like a hardwood surface.
And it acts like one.
Yeah.
Does this dog only ever lay there?
Yeah.
People have been sequencing minor infractions to make up their own insane narratives about this. And adding, anyone that knows me or has been around me can vouch for how I spend every waking moment with my dog and how much I love her and take care of her. But ultimately,
bro, we watched you, in best case scenario, not care that your dog got hurt.
Yeah. That's way more generous than I'm prepared to be.
If we're as generous as we can be, best case scenario, you were having a rough day, so you were mean to your dog. Good thing he doesn't have a wife.
Or kids. Can you imagine that man around a child if he's willing to shock a dog?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't understand how he thought that excuse made it better.
I don't know.
Because that is a written statement. So he took time to think of that and clean it up and make it as good as possible. And he's like, fuck my dog when I'm having a bad day. That makes me look like they're just brigading me. Bro, this is America.
It's cool again, Mom.
This is America. Again, John Wick killed hundreds of people, and it all started over a dog. And everybody's on John Wick's side.
Yep.
That was a fictional dog.
No dog was actually hurt.
I forget what pitch meeting it is, but it's for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. The producer guy and the writer are talking about setting up the movie, and the producer guy's like, I don't understand how you're going to make people not like the antagonist in this. He goes, oh, I came up with a really clever way of doing it. And he holds up a drawn picture of a puppy and he punches it over and over again. And producer guy's like, I'm going to kill you. Because that's how we are. Pet care in America is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah, people love their pets. They're part of the family. They're kind of like your kids or your brother or sister. If you're raised with pets, they're your family.
My wife realized not long ago, she's like, when I'm not feeling well, I'm not going to the doctor or anything. But if Phoebe sneezes wrong, I'm ready to take her to the vet now to find out what's wrong.
Yeah, well, animals can't communicate as well as we can.
Yeah, it's it's amazing how much we love our pets. And this asshole abused one on camera, because that's what that was. That was abuse. That dog didn't do anything wrong. That dog didn't need a training. Don't make me watch it again, motherfucker. There was no place command there.
No, Hasan's not a very good liar because he's stupid, probably from the inbreeding. But to try and deflect from this is grotesque, and it's not going to work the way Hasan thinks it is. The rest of the audience out there in the main internet world are not the 12-year-old special needs kids that watch Hasan Piker.
No. But he's a little cocksucker, so he'll get away with it.
Oh yeah, he usually does.
Here, you know what? I look, guys. I know several of you are like, I've had to watch this thing so many times, but we are going to watch it one more time, Jack, and I have a good reason for it because
Demonstrate what evil looks like.
we just saw him in a written statement tell Phil DeFranco that it was part of the place command, and I just want to prove once again, no, it wasn't.
Of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop.
Anybody here place in any of that?
No, there wasn't any spoken command there. He just said, please just zap
And
stop.
And place is an actual command. There's video of him using it with the dog. Place, and she walks over there and lays down.
Yeah, but he's gonna act like we don't have eyes or ears. So
it was a place command. No, it wasn't. You just yelled at your dog.
Yeah, he's so used to people just believing his lies and moving on because he never gets consequences.
Tell you what, Hasan, I will subscribe to you for a year if you can show me in this clip where you just zapped your dog where you said place right there.
It was in the penumbra.
It's in the, yeah. He didn't say it. He did not give this dog a command.
No.
And given what he said to Phil there about how well trained she is, all he had to do was go place.
Yeah, and she yelped, which is a pain response. She didn't yell because he kind of yelled at her. No, that was a pain response. He's got that thing dialed up to 11.
Yep. Anyway, fuck this guy and fuck everybody who supports him and who's defending this shit. We did get to see Anissa come out and defend Hasan on this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard iDubbbz and her were defending him.
Well, of course they are. iDubbbz wants to be Hasan and his wife wants to be with Hasan.
Yeah, his wife wants the money Hasan has.
Yeah, she... do you think she ever gets sad that her monkey branching stopped at iDubbbz?
Well, he had money when they got together. Then they spent it all because he's stupid and she's a gold digging twat, apparently. So
yeah. Hey, he's gonna be the white Hasan. It's fine.
Oh man, have you ever watched his streams?
No, because I don't hate myself.
Yeah, they're boring as shit. I sat through 3 of them now, and just to watch. Like I saw some clips. That's maybe they're out of context. They're not. This guy's boring as fuck. I don't know how iDubbbz has any supporters. You know who's more exciting than iDubbbz? DSP.
Oh, I was gonna say Fly's fucking.
Oh, well, yeah, that too. But Dark Side Phil and even like Wings of Redemption are way more intellectual and grounded in their conversations and ability to have them than fucking iDubbbz, who looks lost and confused every time he's on there.
Real quick, I did put a meme up on the screen, and I wanted to address this because you kind of mentioned it in your one tweet. I've been laughing at all the memes. What actually happened to the dog is not funny at all.
No, it's horrific, and the dog should be taken away from him.
But the memes have been absolutely banging. They've been fire. This one, they went to the extra step of making sure that there's a blue shadow on Hasan for it. Nicely done. Well done.
Yeah, some good Photoshop skills at work there.
Yep. Well done indeed. You should have let it bleed over just a little bit more on his shoulder, but I see what you were going for.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to get it out before everybody else, so you're under time constraint.
But yeah, fuck these guys. Did you see John Oliver encouraging vandalism and violence on ICE agents? I did not, but I'm not shocked.
Yeah, a lot of lefties have been doing that. And that's a dangerous game right now. The administration is really pissed off. I don't know if I'd be pressing that luck right now.
I was sad today because of the government shutdown. The congressional hearing I've been waiting for got put off.
Oh,
That was supposed to happen on the 8th, and the 8th is now come and gone. Instead, we did get Bondi because the Senate hasn't gone home, but the House has. Bondi was on the Hill today, and they were grilling her over the $50,000 payment Homan supposedly got. Did you see that?
no.
Okay. We should talk about it briefly. I want to call him Willie Homan, and I know that's not his name. John Homan? Is that his name? Border Czar?
I can't remember his name off. I thought it was Bill or something.
Whatever his fucking name is. Supposedly,
Tom Homan.
Tom Homan. Thank you, Tom Homan. I knew it was a generic white guy name.
Yeah. Thank you, Francis.
But Tom Homan worked for a consulting company back in 2023, and somebody at the FBI was like, hey, or somebody went to the FBI like, hey, I think he could be corruptible. And so the FBI set up a sting to give him a bag of cash with 50 grand in it. And he supposedly took the money and was going to put it in a trust. And what he was going to do is help get government contracts to people, which he has no real say in. But the investigation into him, because the cash transfer supposedly happened in September of 2024, before Trump is elected. And in February of 2024, Kash Patel shut down the FBI investigation. And this has become the Democrats' big talking point. It's what they were beating Bondi with when she was up on the Hill today. They're like, did this get shut down? What happened here? Does he have the money? And she's like, ask him, ask Kash. I didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, Patel would know that, not her.
I'm very curious about this because the idea that somebody gave Homan $50,000 in the hopes that he was going to become the immigration czar for Trump. If remember, this is before Trump gets elected.
Mm-hmm.
This is in September. It doesn't add up to me. Something's fishy here.
Yeah, this stinks. They probably gave him money for like a reward for something and needed a way to dress it up. You know, because confidential informants are usually done on the sly. So it wouldn't surprise me if he ratted out somebody corrupt and got a Crime Stopper reward kind of thing. And now they're trying to dress it up as something sinister. Or it's part of some other investigation.
Look, maybe he took a $50,000 bribe. And if he did, fuck him.
Yeah.
But this is the FBI, and we already know the kind of shit they get up to and the kind of shit they've been getting up to.
Yep. Which is why I don't trust this story at all.
I don't know the particulars, and nobody's really giving them out. Like, the FBI supposedly has video of this. They have video of the money transfer. And everybody's making a big joke. It was in a bag to some fast food place. Okay.
50 grand? How big is that bag?
I don't know, but apparently they gave him 50 grand and he took it and said he was going to put it in a trust until after he was able to deliver on some stuff, or after he got into the position he's in so he could make stuff happen. I
don't know.
If it's true, then yeah, Homan should probably go.
Yeah, but if it's
except because of the way it happened and everything, he didn't do anything illegal.
Yeah, if he didn't spend the money, especially, and he put it like, he could say that he was afraid to turn the money down, so he put it in this trust so that he could talk to his lawyer about what's going on. Like, they blindsided him with this attempted bribe. That's something a little bit more believable. That you put the money in the bag so you don't look like you spent it. And then because it's when you spend the money, that's usually when they come after you.
Well, it's actually, he can spend it all he wants. What they need is the pro quo.
Yeah. He needs to actually do something. If he didn't do anything, there's not really because people lie. They'll be like, "Yeah, I'm totally going to do that."
Well, he couldn't have done anything for him. It was the FBI's money.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This smells like a bunch of bullshit or a half truth. So I don't know what to think yet. But if they release the video and he's corrupt in that, then fine, fire him. But from everything I've seen and heard about the guy, it doesn't seem to sync up.
And who does this for 50 grand?
Right? That's the type of thing you get millions for. Like Bob Menendez gold bars in your freezer kind of money.
Yeah.
Not the lousy 50 grand, which is probably less than he was making every year.
50 grand to maybe get some contract that really in the federal government?
Yeah, you can't grease anybody's palms for 50 grand in the feds. Come on, that's stupid.
Again, I'm not saying he's not guilty. He's actually not guilty. That part is, we got to be careful on how we say this.
Yeah.
You can have a moral problem with what he did, but legally he's not. There's no legality issue here, because the Supreme Court has ruled that taking money, let's say I'm going to run for Congress, right, Jack?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody's like, I have this problem, and I'm like, I need money. That is not technically, by the Supreme Court's definitions, getting a bribe. It's not soliciting a bribe. It's not giving a bribe. There has to be the pro quo part. Quid pro quo, you have to have the whole thing. You have to actually get something for it before it becomes a crime, which is weird, because the attempted a crime should count, I think, but that's not how the Supreme Court sees it.
Yeah.
So technically, he hasn't broken the law at all. You can still think that if he did it, and there was the idea of quid pro quo, that it's morally reprehensible and he should be removed. But it's not illegal, and I want to be very careful about how we're talking about this, because I watched what's his name? That one really annoying lawyer who lies a lot.
Barnes?
No, not that. Oh. I haven't thought about that fat fuck for a while. Legal Eagle? Is that his name?
Oh, Legal Eagle? Yeah.
Yeah, if you watch his video on this, he is making liberal use of New York Times versus Sullivan. Because he outright says that he took a bribe. He's not talking allegedly. He doesn't even pretend allegedly. He is just saying the man committed a crime, and he is very lucky that he can't be sued for that kind of stuff. Which, frankly, yeah, legal. That guy's such a douche.
Yeah.
Nick Rekieta, is Rekieta still streaming? Is Rekieta still out there?
I think so. I don't know. I haven't looked in on him in a while. He's been dealing with a lot of legal stuff still, because Steel Toes case with his protective order came up, and he had to deal with that. So I don't know if he's still streaming or not. Almost nobody watches Rekieta anymore. His donations and viewers tanked.
Greg says he should just put it on his tax returns. That's one part that Legal Eagle goes into. He's like, he might be in trouble for tax evasion. In fairness, if you get money illegally, you are still supposed to declare it with the government. But this was just last year.
Yeah.
So worst case, he has to pay a penalty on not reporting his tax.
Yeah, it also depends on what he did with that money. Like, if he's just the middleman for it and he established a trust,
well, it was
not his income then.
It's a trust for him, though.
Yeah, but there's ways to skirt around the IRS
Yep.
on some of that stuff. And then you could say that the trust is responsible. There's a lot of weird legal nuance to that crap.
Well, here's
So-
what I hope happened. I hope that Homan realized what was going on and realized what the actual law is and realized he could just take the FBI for 50 grand. I hope he was like, oh, they're really this dumb? I'll take their money.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he did do that because
Yeah.
that's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot more to this case that nobody's talking about, and it's probably not exactly what they're making it out to be. Because I don't trust the Democrats, I don't really trust the FBI, and I don't trust Pam Bondi. So Pam Bondi talks a lot, but still hasn't arrested anybody.
I wanted to talk about this. Where's the part that I want? I'll put it on the screen. This is the after action report from the Los Angeles fires. And they have a whole bunch of things, the challenges, which is weird because most of the challenges are like, we did great.
Challenge would be, fire.
But when we get down to here, these are the improvements that they've made because of it. And there's one of them that just blew my mind.
Diversity?
No, leadership changes. They have replaced 19 leadership positions. Good enough. Strengthened recall protocols. This is because a whole bunch of people were not where they were supposed to be at the time of the fires. Okay, good enough.
Smart. Yeah.
Strengthened interagency collaboration. Good. Oh, people weren't communicating as well as they should have been. Awesome. Good job. City leadership notification. And it goes on to say the mayor and key city leaders will be notified and updated throughout the emergency.
They weren't doing that?
Thank you.
That's some great communication right there. Let's not tell our boss.
You weren't telling the mayor and key city leaders.
Yeah. Why tell on yourself? Like, hey, we're incompetent. That'd be great.
And in this case, I mean, it's not like nobody knew the fire was happening because it was all over the news, but how the fuck was this one of your improvements? Like, yeah, we decided we'll actually tell people. The people in charge will let them know. I knew they were incompetent. Okay. I did not realize they were this fucking incompetent. That is a level of incompetency that is literally mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's some special needs level of incompetence there. Like, what are you guys doing?
This is an AI picture. I think Fugi's the one who made it. It's Taylor Lorenz.
That is such a haunting picture, but it's totally believable. Also, I think she's probably fatter than that.
Actually, Taylor could use some fat on her body. She looks the way she does because she starves herself to look good for people who would never fuck her in the first place.
Yeah, she's icky. She's also a little old to be doing that shit. But
right?
Yeah, I could totally see her like, shock me, Daddy Hasan.
All right, we're not going to watch this video. I'm just going to tell you the important part because I don't remember where it happens, and this was days ago. This is John Kennedy up in front of the Senate, and he's talking about how the real person in charge of the Democratic Party right now is AOC, which actually it's Bernie Sanders. AOC is his little protege.
Oh my God, that is so fat phobic, monkey.
Yeah. In this, he says that AOC single-handedly ended blonde jokes. And says that she's bilingual. She speaks English and stupid.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not, and it was actually fucking amazing to watch. It was funny as shit, and there's not shit she can do about it. Now, AOC has been in the news because she said Stephen Miller was a short guy. Did you see that clip?
Yeah, and I was like, "You're getting fat. Who are you to talk?"
Did you see her second video, her follow-up?
No.
Oh fuck, now I gotta find it. Oh, let me see if we can get the AOC apology is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. So
every time she talks, I just hear that black dude on the news like, "You are so dumb." That guy is hilarious.
Christ, I don't know. Did she put it up on her own thing, or do I don't have Instagram on my PC because I like my PC.
I'm sure it's on X somewhere. We missed Adebisi's birthday.
Adebisi, around here we do this, and this one's for you, and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Adebisi. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir. Hope you had a good one. I really, really do.
Absolutely.
All right. So first, we are going to we'll watch the original video that kicked this all off.
Laugh at them. Stephen Miller is a clown. I've never seen that guy in real life, but he looks like he's like 4'10", and he looks like he is angry about the fact that he's 4'10", and he looks like he is so mad that he is 4'10", that he's taking that anger out at any other population possible. Like, laugh at them. Laugh at them. Yes, they are.
They're short. Laugh at them, Jack.
Yeah, how ableist. Laughing at a Smurf American.
By the way, 4'10" is actually midget.
Yeah. I dated a chick that was 4'10", and she needed special shoes to reach the accelerator and the brake. Good times. But yeah, it's still a shitty thing to say, and I don't think he's 4'10". Although if
not.
I was 4'10", I would dress like a gnome. I would have all sorts of funny little outfits.
If I was 4'10", I'd be banging midgets.
Well, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Well, anyway, she got some kind of pushback. I don't know from who, but she decided to make a follow-up explaining.
I want to express my love for the short king community. Laugh at them. Stephen Miller is a
oh shit, this is a cut up version of it. Hang on. Jack, will you talk to the audience for a minute? I want to make sure we find the right version of this.
Cannibal, I would watch Helen Keller paint by numbers pretty much any day of the week because that'd be funny as shit. This woman always said the reason people attacked her was because they wanted to sleep with her. Does she want to sleep with Miller? Yes. She wants that midget dong. Stop listening after her stove rant. Yeah, she's really dumb. It's amazing how they always go for personal attacks, things that can't be changed. Yeah, but they're the ones that complain about it the most, and they're the first ones to go right to personal attacks every time. They are such hypocrites. Can't talk. I saw the word Starscream.
Okay, I found the uncut version here. All right. She gonna tell us how much she likes the short kings, Jack.
I want to express my love for the short king community. I don't believe in body shaming. I am talking about how big or small someone is on the inside.
You said he looks like he's 4'10".
Yeah, what a specific measurement for on the inside. That's
he looks
weird.
like most of his body's just hanging there.
Yeah, this freakish. People are saying he's about 5'10". Yeah, that sounds right. Average male height is like 5'8".
This gets better.
Like, for example, I have no idea how tall Andrew Tate is. No idea at all. But that guy looks to me like 5'3", like 5'3", 5'4". Whereas Physically, men of smaller stature can come across. They are spiritually 6 foot. If you're a good dad, if you stand with women, if you're not belittling immigrants, you're like, 6'3" spiritually. I don't.
She's. This is a terrible analogy, and it sounds desperate.
And it's still making the argument that short is bad.
Yeah. On the inside, you're a little person.
Being bad is still short in her mind. This isn't the win she thinks it is. No. She went from he looks short to if you're short, you're evil.
Yeah, she's spiritually ableist.
I don't understand how she can have these thoughts and actually think that this made sense.
I don't know, but it's funny, as pathetic as it is.
She made it worse.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these people, you think that it can't get worse and they should just shut up. And then they start talking and somehow they're just digging deeper into the earth. I don't get it.
I'm not saying short people are bad. What I'm saying is that if you're short on the inside, if I look at you and think that you're 4'10", then you're evil.
Yeah. I associate short souls with evil. It's like Dark Souls. It's tiny souls.
This woman's going to run for president, and I am going to have so much fun.
I'm only afraid that she might win because a lot of people are really dumb.
I don't think she can win, and here's why. Katie Porter.
Yeah. Well, who's that?
The more we get to see of the left, the more the left is covered as they really are, the more their ideas and ideology fall apart and people are pushing back against it. You're actually starting to see some mainstream outlets talking about men being left behind. You're starting, you see the Democrats in just disarray because they're like, how do we talk to men? Hey, maybe don't say that 4'10" men are bad people. I don't know what she got against the midget community. I will fight for them, lady.
Right? They didn't do nothing.
You leave my midgets alone. Who else am I going to laugh at running?
Retards.
Look, even midgets laugh at midgets running. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's true.
I love the Brad Williams special where he runs across the screen.
Yeah. When he was talking about riding in a Black Hawk helicopter and he had to have the guy toss him onto the...
I didn't see that one. Oh shit.
My God, that's hilarious. Just look up that clip. I know it's out there. It's on YouTube somewhere. I think it's on his channel.
His one special was called Daddy Issues. He did one where daddy's in the title somewhere, and he starts off talking about his dad and how his dad would used to set him up on the counter. And he ends it talking about how, as a grown man, his dad set him up on the counter.
His dad's in the audience on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I think it's on Fun Size. If you haven't seen that special, it's probably his best one.
I think I've seen it. I just don't remember that part. I'll have to rewatch.
Oh yeah. He was doing one of those USO shows and got to go ride in a Black Hawk helicopter. It was funny as shit.
Yeah, I would think they'd have to strap him in specially. Anyhow,
booster seats.
Anyway, I just wanted to laugh at this tard because she really thought she was doing something here. She thought she was making things better.
So pathetic.
But this is how the Democrats think.
Yeah.
Like, replace midget in that. 4'10" is technically a dwarf.
Yeah.
Replace that with anything else. Replace that with a woman on the inside, or black on the inside, or a Jew on the inside.
If you said somebody is spiritually black, do you know how bad that sounds?
Especially as a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing if you're like, oh, he's spiritually black. He likes Wayans Brothers movies, big asses, and rap. That's me. Because you're not, hopefully, if you're saying it that way, you're not saying it as an insult. But if you're like, he steals stuff, he's spiritually black. You know what I mean? And then you'd be like, no, I don't think black men steal. I just think people who steal are actually black on the inside. Because that's her answer here is no. Look, I'm not saying midgets are bad. I'm saying if you're a midget on the inside, you're bad. What if you're a midget on the inside and outside, AOC? What then? And how dare you not have the balls to at least use the word dwarf or little people? My short kings. Stop with that short kings nonsense. Nobody looks at short king as anything other than an insult. It's patronizing.
Oh, absolutely.
That's my short king. You mean the little guy? All you're doing is pointing out that he's little. Stop it. It's mean. It's not something I have to worry about, Jack being 6 foot and all, but
yeah, everybody's short to me. I'm gigantic.
My short brothers out there, I got nothing but love for you. You're still midgets. I still am jealous that you can walk under a ceiling fan and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, no shit. I trip over everything and I hit my head on everything. So I get it. There's nothing wrong with being short, guys. Stop being insecure about it. Knock it off. Nobody cares. Only you.
Stop calling them short kings. You're just being patronizing to them. It's like, oh, she's such a smart woman.
Like, that sounds like something they used to derogatorily call the prince.
Right.
Oh, there's our little king, or short king.
I just think of Napoleon, and we have the Napoleon complex. You don't say somebody has a Napoleon complex as a compliment.
Yeah.
He's a short emperor.
The littlest emperor. So wacky.
And just to wrap up, because I did say I'd mention a little bit more, but the Jews and the terrorists have come to a understanding. It was announced earlier today, and big news. The fighting over there might stop. Okay. It's pretty sad that in order to get back a handful of Jews who did nothing wrong, the Jews have to give up 2,000 terrorists. That's the world we live in.
Do they have to be alive?
The terrorists, yeah.
Oh, boo.
I think we should airdrop them. Oh, parachutes. We didn't say nothing about that in the penumbra.
Yeah, you just assumed.
But again, I mean, this is the second time supposedly a deal is being worked out, and I don't believe Hamas is going to let it go through. I think
they never do.
They'll do the same shit they did before. Don't worry, we're going to see tons of Hasan clips of Jews still being held by terrorists going, no, they were very nice to me. Because, yeah, that's totally realistic.
Yeah, that's why would they lie?
Yeah, why would the terrorists lie? I do hope it ends because, frankly, it's being used to foment anti-Semitic hate.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of seeing people who got no reason to be hating on Jews.
Yeah, like there's plenty of things to criticize Israel for. I don't really think this is one of them. If you can't win a war, don't start a war.
But they bombed civilians. Yeah, where Hamas was hiding, which is a war crime, fucker.
Yeah, and not for the Israelis.
No.
They're turning a location that would normally be targeted into an enemy combatant hot zone.
This is a place that just a couple of years ago had actual 5-star resorts in it, because of the genocide and the open air prison.
Yeah. What gets me is the civilian population exactly doesn't have blood on its hands either, because they took a lot of hostages too.
Yep. Well, that's one of the worries about this is collecting all those hostages to turn them back over.
Yeah. Well, I think that they'll be a bit more inclined since most of the actual services are destroyed. And if you want food, you got to give up this person, dude.
I look, when this falls apart, somebody get this to Trump. Mr. Trump, you could end this tomorrow. Tell them, give them all back now, or we're going to get involved. We're not going to put any of our people on the ground. We're going to use our toys.
Yeah,
if you think the Jews have good toys, where do you think the Jews get their good toys from?
Right?
We got way more bombs than they do.
Yeah, I mean, look, Gaza already looks like a rubble field, but there would be nothing over a story left by the time we were done with it.
Yep.
It would be just a complete total wasteland. I've seen parking lots that would look better than that.
So sick of Jews being a topic of every live chat.
It's tell me about it.
The whole Jewish thing has infiltrated everything. It was just a few years ago that you couldn't say anything bad about Jewish people at all.
Yeah.
And now you can be like, the Jews are an evil ethnicity. And you have people defending it. That came from the left. That was a lefty who said that.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's an old talking point from the fascists.
And look, the left has always been fucked up to Jews in this country. But they're
around the
good
world.
They're good at lying to the Jews about it. Pay attention to how they fucking elected Ilhan Omar after she said or posted that thing about Jews controlling everything with money. They reelected that bitch.
Yeah.
She didn't say Israel was doing it. She put up a caricature of a Jew. And then she's like, I didn't realize that you weren't supposed to say stuff like that about Jews. That says a lot about you, lady. That was an actual excuse they used. She didn't know. And she talked to a Jew and they told her, and then she understood. You're in politics in America, have been elected to Congress, and you haven't experienced any interaction with Jews?
Right.
Are you insane? You have to deal with lawyers who aren't all Jewish, Jack, but the good ones are.
I mean, you want one that has a lot of family encouragement and discipline. You get a Jewish lawyer.
The only difference now is that the left has decided because of Gaza, it's okay to just openly. Sorry, they don't hate Jews; they hate Israel.
Right.
Except when they accidentally say Jew. I do it on purpose because I'm just saying what they really mean. I intertwine them on purpose because I'm sorry. I know there's some people out there. No, I don't like Israel. Bullshit. Israel ain't doing shit to you.
Yeah.
I don't like how they treat their neighbors. Yeah. Where's your whine about China, Russia, Iran, Ethiopia? Where's your Ethiopia rants?
Because just about anywhere in the Middle East.
Yeah. You hate human rights abuses, so you concentrate on the Jews
who got attacked and hadn't been bothering Gazans in a long time.
We can actually see the rise of Islam in this country.
Oh, yeah.
You can chart it.
Yep.
You have Mamdani about to be the mayor of New York City. Hey, I saw a thing today. When he's elected, he's going to bike and use public transportation.
Right. I'm sure
he's not doing that now. He's using private cars now. But if he gets elected, y'all, he'll care about that environment.
Totally will. Super serial.
This is 2025. Ain't no way the mayor of New York is going to be biking to work.
Not in the crime rate they've got now. No. Did you see that study the Swedes did?
No.
About they had a bunch of Palestinians, like 346 of them or something like that. And they followed them and did a survey, and like 63% of them had been arrested for some kind of crime.
Shocking.
Yeah. And something like half of them were on welfare. And I was like, duh, that's what they do. We
can chart the rise of that, but you don't see people out there, hey, the These Islamists, in fact, the Jews have been blamed for the spread of Islam in the United States.
That's so dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the Jews want, is their mortal enemies to rule the United States.
Yeah, I mean, look what's happening in the UK with all the censorship laws. You're not allowed to criticize Islam over there.
Nope. But it's the Jews you got to worry about, you guys.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Not the protected class of Muslims. No.
Nope. Who think you're an infidel and deserve to die for it.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you don't pay your taxes, you will.
Yeah.
So.
But keep paying attention to those Jews, guys. There's your real problem. Fuck off. But hopefully this peace deal actually takes. I'm not putting any money on it or anything.
I won't hold my breath either.
But it really will. People will go back to not caring, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, Jack. On that note, we're gonna wrap up because I'm gonna go lay down.
Oh.
This I have not been this stationary for a while, and it's starting to wear.
I understand.
I cleaned out my garage. Our old garage door opener, it doesn't work anymore, and we had a new one. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put that in.
Jesus.
All the hardware and everything is hooked up. I have to get the wiring done, and I couldn't, and that's what did me in. Yay me! I'm a Justice Warrior video on Somali culture taking money from Minnesota. Thank you, Tyrai. I'll have to check it out. I'm not sure if I've seen it. But yeah, people aren't paying attention to what's actually going on. When the news is telling you politicians are telling you pay attention to the Jews, you can bet that they got their hands somewhere else. Because they wouldn't be doing that, Jack, if they were actually getting something from it.
Yeah.
Nobody pays attention to what that left hand's doing when the right hand is pointing over here.
Oh, of course not. They don't want to know.
Yeah. So, guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are so generous. Really, really do appreciate that. Jack, anything you want to shill?
I'm dropping links right now. I did do a stream at the Bad Comic Review channel, the Bad Comic Review streams, which is the account I'm logged in on. That was fun. I had a good time with that, and that's the third link. Yeah, that's about it. I'm not very exciting, so just dropping links to newer stuff. But as always, thank you guys so much for all the support you give us. Thanks for the tips, and thanks for coming out night after night.
I have decided I will be returning to gaming here shortly. I'm going to be doing a Joja run on Stardew Valley because I've never done it.
What's that?
If you know, you know.
Oh, it's a secret. Gotcha.
In Stardew Valley, there's two ways to advance your character. One of them is through the community center, and the other way is siding with the big corporation.
Oh.
And I'm going to side with the big corporation.
Nice.
Yeah, never done it before, and it doesn't change the game a lot. It gets rid of a lot of the busy work.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, I'll be doing that. Not tonight, guys. Might start that. Look, it's me. So if I gave you a date, I'd probably start it early or late because I don't do time frames.
In the near future.
Yeah, soon, very soon. Other than that, thank you guys for coming and joining us. Jack, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
I got a yawn. And then I'll tell you guys bye. Okay. Look, I am the hardest working motherfucker out there. Do you know how hard this job is?
I've heard that is the hardest job on earth.
Hardest
like crab
job.
fishermen are like, thank God I'm not a streamer.
Yep, those crab fishermen in the icy north pussies.
Yeah.
Those of you mechanics, road workers, fuck, fast food is harder than this job.
Dog walking is harder than this
Fuck.
job.
I can't believe anybody defended that shit.
I can't either. That's so dumb. This job is awesome. Don't get me wrong. Best job I ever had. But to say this is the hardest job. Fuck off. This is great. I don't even have to wear pants to do this.
Right? I've seen, you don't even have to be able to think. I've seen so many people who are retarded do this job, and like, you don't even have to.
Yeah, we watched Hasan earlier. That dude's a millionaire.
Anyway, wait, what? Why would anyone do a Joja run? They're evil. Well, because there's no real consequence in the game for doing so, and it's much quicker and easier. It pays to be evil.
Want to.
Guys, thanks for joining us. Take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
See how I turned my yawn into a song there?
Yeah, that was pretty brilliant. That's going to be a new trend.
Oh, it'd be so much easier than trying to come up with a bullshit song at the end of every show. Here's your song and you can go away happy now. We love you and bye. Penis.